Yo, people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for another watch along, and we're back in business with the beautiful game that we love and that we can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel for some competitive football. The lineups are on your screen. Big up your damn selves as always, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Big up everybody in the chat. Yeah, let's get into this, man. Let's get into this. It's going to be interesting. First of all, I just want to address the elephant in the room because I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair on the people to ignore it. It's such a key thing in the lineups today. Now, Mikel said that he signed a midfielder, but it seems like certain Kai Havertz is up front. Now, I don't know why, because, Trossard is there, Nketiah is there, and as far as I'm aware, Havertz is not a very clinical striker. But, hey, I don't know what's going on. Maybe there's been a confusion over what position is his best position. Who knows? Who knows? You never can tell. It's the modern game. Positions can interchange. This is wonderful. I must say, this is beautiful. To see this guy playing false nine already at Arsenal it's just a wonderful day indeed. He's already been removed from his midfield position, moved up front. Now, obviously, we know there's an injury to Jesus. But like I said, if he was gonna be that guy in midfield, to get taken out already is kind of crazy. But I do think it's the right decision to go with Partey and Rice in there because, I think Partey, a lot of people were ready to start, saying, oh, we don't need him, or, he's not that good, or, he's not as good as we thought he was. And listen, he had a pretty damn impressive season last season. So he's definitely needed to be anchoring that midfield and getting Arsenal playing the way they were playing before, instead of just swapping him out for Rice and expecting everything to be exactly the same and still moving as quickly as it did. It's going to take Rice time to adapt. So to take that responsibility of Rice early doors and just give it back to Partey makes sense. Partey slots in there. Rice goes alongside him. Maybe Odegaard plays more in a 10. Is it going to be Odegaard actually in the Ozil 10 position, or is he going to be playing to the right? And is he going to be kind of, is he going to be playing to the right? And is he, is there some sort of timer? Okay, I've taken it off screen now. Is he going to be playing to the right and Rice going into the Xhaka position? Interesting to see. I think it would make more sense to play Partey and Rice as a 2, with Rice playing where he played for West Ham, and just put Odegaard in the 10 and make him the kind of epicenter and the fulcrum of the team. But let's see what Arsenal's shape looks like today. Saka, Martinelli is business as usual. Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Timber. I was not expecting to see Timber. I was not expecting to see Timber at left back, which is, I'm assuming, where that is, right? He's going to be playing at left back. I was not expecting that. Let me just check to see if I've made a mistake. No, I haven't. That's the lineup. That is the lineup. Timber at left back. So, okay. Zinchenko obviously was involved in the game for Ukraine yesterday. I guess he's not available. He's not on the bench. Better probably than Tomiyasu playing there, but no Tierney. I would have maybe thought Tierney would maybe play and maybe just overlap. And like I said, if you're playing a 4-2-3-1, you got Partey and Rice kind of anchoring the ship. And then you can allow Tierney to go forward. But that would be a big difference to what you were doing last season. Obviously, I know Timber's versatile, but I've never seen him play left back. I saw him play right back, and I saw him tucking in there, and he was very, very good. But I didn't see the Barcelona game, and that was way too late. That was at like 3:30 in the morning. We wasn't watching that. And I didn't see Monaco as well. So I'm guessing you're happy with him at left back. So let's see. Interested to see. He's going to be inverting. Paul, lovely. Let's see. So you're going to invert Timber, and Rice is going to push on, I'm guessing, then. And then it will be a 3 build up 3-2, and Timber will be alongside Partey. Okay, cool. So let's see how that goes. For Man City, we got Ortega in goal, Walker, Stones, Diaz, Akanji, Rodri, Cover, Silva, Grealish, Alvarez, and Haarland in the starting 11. The bench is absolutely stat padded with De Bruyne and Foden and Palmer and Lewis, and there's a lot of quality. There's some young players there, Palmer, McAtee. There's some young players in there, to be fair, some academy graduates. Phillips is obviously in there as well. Gomez didn't really kick on last year. Let's see what he's on this year. He's the only real left back in that squad. No Cancelo. I guess you guys are still trying to move him on. I haven't heard much about him, actually, to be honest. I think he played a couple of preseason games, but I haven't heard much about Cancelo. But the big thing in that lineup is obviously the front two, Alvarez and Haarland. We're expecting Grealish and Silva to hold the width there, and obviously Cover playing alongside Rodri for his debut. So let's see how that goes. Is it a back four? Is it Stones tucking in alongside Rodri? It probably is. I'm expecting it to be Walker, Diaz, Akanji in a 3, Stones coming into midfield with Rodri. Maybe it won't be, but I think it will, because I'm not seeing a real left back over there. No Ake, no Laporte. And obviously no Vardy, or too early for him. So if one of them were playing instead of Akanji, maybe it could have been a flat 4. But I think because there's no left-footed centre back there, I think it's going to be a back 3, and Stones will be alongside Rodri, which will mean Cover, I am assuming, will push up. Now, the difference between obviously Cover and Gundogan is that Cover can't shoot. So, it's going to be a bit of a different role for Cover to be maybe further forward in the attacking midfield areas in between the lines. He was playing there for Inter Milan when he was a lot younger, like a 20-year-old. He did play attacking midfield, but, ever since then, he's been playing a lot deeper in the midfield. So it's a bit of a difference to have him in the team than Gundogan, because we know Gundogan was a brilliant box crasher and a brilliant finisher. And even plays striker for City sometimes. So it's an interesting one. Alvarez in the 10 is weird. I'm interested to see how Alvarez this season kind of kicks on, because obviously, listen, he's immensely talented, and I think everybody would take Alvarez in their teams. I think he would probably be in everybody's starting 11s, to be honest. I don't really think you would want to bench him. He's a great finisher, presses very well, very good technically, great link-up play. So he's kind of everything that you want in a modern-day forward. You look at the way Man City used to have their Argentine strikers, Tevez, Aguero, he kind of fits more into that mold than the Nunez's and the Haalands and the Højlunds. So, which is the new big 9 kind of thing that we're moving towards. So I think Alvarez is too talented to not be obviously getting minutes. But we say that about most City players. They got this mad rotation thing going on with Pep, and most of them, if not all of them, seem to be cool with that. But everybody would take Alvarez if he became available at any moment, that's for sure. So yeah, let's see if he plays more for City this season. We're going to go through some of the comments in a minute. I'm going to get predictions. This is live on ITV today, so there shouldn't be no issues for anybody in England, in the British Isles watching this. If you're abroad, I am not in South Africa today. I am not in Johannesburg. I am not in anywhere. I'm not doing anything I shouldn't be doing. I do not know where you can find this game, so do not be asking me. Let's see. Alvarez will play in the half space between Haaland and Rodri. Indeed, he will. Have you seen Datro Fofana? He's been playing well. I have seen Datro Fofana. He's been getting a couple of goals, a couple of assists for Union Berlin, some really well taken goals as well. This is also another reason why I'm a little bit hesitant on stockpiling the striker position right now, because we have some very talented guys out there that could absolutely smash it. If he goes and gets 20 Bundesliga goals next season, everybody's going to be like, well, why are we not bringing him back into the first team? So, yeah, I mean, we've got to keep an eye on these talents, man. I'm definitely going to be trying to do some Union Berlin watchalongs. We're definitely going to be doing some Strasbourg watchalongs. I'm going to try and keep an eye on these guys if they're playing, especially against some of the big teams. Union Berlin are in the Champions League, so we will be there, okay? Union Berlin are playing in the Champions League. Datro Fofana is playing in the Champions League. We will be there. More than you can believe, guys. More than you can believe, okay? Thoughts on Tyler Adams? Again, it's not Caicedo. Like, I don't like to obsess over one target. I only do it when I think the player is ridiculously special. I did it with Enzo Fernandez. I've done it with Tchouameni. But again, I'm going to do it with Caicedo. I just think he's a level above. Don't get me wrong. Tyler Adams is a very good player. And if we didn't see the emergence of Santos, and we didn't see the emergence of someone else that can play in the 6, and we needed 2 6s, outrightly needed 2 6s, then I'd have no problem with Tyler Adams coming in with Caicedo. But for me, Caicedo is the priority, and I think Tyler Adams is just being mentioned as an alternative. I don't think they're going to get both. Let's get to more questions, more focused on this game, of course, because that is what we're on. It's actually so sad to see the watch-alongs for teams that you don't know. It's not really. No, Junior. No, you've got that very wrong, sir. Okay, everybody watches football, and I decided one day that I was going to watch football with my people publicly, because I was going to watch the game anyway, mate. So if you're not watching anybody but your own team, that's kind of sad. That's kind of sad. That means you don't love the game. You know what I'm saying? So hold that, you donkey. Let's see. How can you represent us nerds when you're spelling shit? Okay, I was coming back from Birmingham. I was in a bit of a rush. And yes, there may be things that are not correct. We'll make them changes accordingly, but don't make it so bait, okay? Let's just keep that between us. We don't need to. Let me Google how you spell this word, shield, nerd tax. I'm very tired, guys. Very tired. It's been a long day. The brain isn't braining. It's not braining right now. And I've just had to cuss off Junior as well, so it's even more of a confusion for me. Now you got me rattled. See, look, can't even think straight. Let's just change this. There we go. Okay. Thanks for pointing out. Thank you. Very much appreciate it. Just embarrassed me in front of everyone. Oh dear. Hopefully it's correct now. All right, let's move on. Enough of that. Move on. Questions. No. There was no need for that either. It's just, again, you're on another world. You're on another planet. You don't need to be thinking like that. Let's get back to being. Let's get back to business. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh Lord. Oh dear. It's one of those words that when you're not fully functioning and your brain's a little bit scrambled, you can miss where the I and the L should be going. You can definitely make an adjustment there and it will look okay in broad daylight. If you give an unbiased opinion when it's not, it gives you do you know what? It actually helps your analysis, right? So the reason why I'm doing it is not because I just love football, but also because we have to play these teams. So much better for me to do a preview when I've watched the teams than to do a preview when I haven't. And then I got to start, backtracking and looking way back in the data or going back to watch games. I just watch them along the way, and then we'll be semi-experts on every team, and then we know exactly what we're talking about when we come against them. And also, I don't just do this channel. I do DR, I do Big Six, so I need to know what the other teams are doing, how they're playing, the tactics, because I've got to talk about them. So, Junior, for the third time, hold that, okay? Hold that emphatically. Hold that drastically. Hold that bomb-fucking-bastically, all right? Yeah? Hold that. That's why everybody tell Junior in the chat to hold that. Everybody let him know. He needs to hold it. Let's see. Yeah, bro. Yeah. It's not easy. We're scouting. We are scouting. We're keeping an eye on. Listen, we got to keep an eye on things. We got Declan Rice, big season for him. A lot of the Chelsea faithful were saying that we should plant the 100 million Squadinis on his head top. So we need to know if he's actually that guy. Let's see when he steps up to this level, what he produces. We need to know. Kovacic, former Chelsea player, very interested to see how he plays in a potentially more attack-minded midfield position. Let's see how he does. But just in general, the tactics, I'm just interested to see Arsenal's midfield dynamic, because last season it was quite obvious what they were going to do in midfield. This season, they've brought in some players that are maybe not exactly like for like. Havertz, when he does go back to midfield and Jesus comes back. Rice, keeping Party when we thought maybe he could leave to Saudi Arabia and Rice would maybe just play DM. So there's a lot of little things that are in that Arsenal midfield that I want to keep an eye on. And will Zinchenko play as many minutes as he did last season, or is it going to be Timber more often in this position? That's going to change the way this is played as well, because obviously one's left-footed, one's right-footed. It's changing the angles. When you guys saw Timber playing against Monaco and Barcelona, was the position played differently to Zinchenko playing it, or was it played exactly the same? Because obviously, Timber's right-footed, so the passing angles and the passing lanes are completely different for him and the way he's facing and operating. So how did he play that role? Was it different or was it just the same? Obviously, he's inverting, but there was a big difference between the way Cancelo inverted and the way that Zinchenko inverted for Man City. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Cancelo got really far forward. That man was starting to take shots and stuff and cutting in like a winger and letting us, whoever was on the left, was it Sane or whoever, Sterling, but they were holding the width and Cancelo was almost cutting inside and taking shots and whatnot. So, but yeah, I'm expecting him to still play pretty regularly. Your opinion on Havertz against Premier League opposition, because he is dependent on having space. I just feel like Havertz, when push comes to shove in the really tight positions, he's just not combative enough. Like he is a very nice guy. He's a very nice player. And he doesn't use his body as well as he should for the frame that he has. He doesn't head the ball as well for the size that he has, for the height that he has. He's not particularly, strong. He's not particularly impressive 1v1 in terms of taking players on and going past them. And he's not a particularly impressive passer of the ball either in terms of actually, unlocking defenses with some sort of cutting, which I expected that part of his game to be really what we saw the most of. I didn't expect him to be particularly strong. I didn't expect him to be particularly combative or, even that devastating 1v1. That's not what I saw at Leipzig, at Leverkusen. But what I did see was chance creation and some passing and some ability in that respect. And I haven't seen that enough. But we haven't really played him maybe as deep as you guys are going to play him for the majority of the time. He's been playing false nine. But the fact that he's playing false nine for you guys is kind of ironically funny for us as Chelsea fans, I have to say. because, you know, we all heard that, oh, he's a midfielder. We've been playing him in the wrong position. And the first opportunity that Mikel Arteta gets, he sticks him up front. And make no mistake, you could have just benched him. If you didn't want to play him in midfield, you could have just benched him, and you've got Nketiah there and you've got Trossard there. But you have chosen this path to play him up front. And it's all well and good starting someone in midfield and giving them 10 games in a row and seeing if they actually build up that consistency. But when you start moving players to different positions, which is what basically Kai did at Chelsea, he was playing this position, this position, this position. If you start doing that at Arsenal, I can't see how you're going to get any consistency out of him, because he's not going to be able to build those relationships with other players. He's just going to be this kind of squaddy utility, you know, play there, here, there, and everywhere kind of guy, which is not what you spend 65 million on. That's James Milner. That's not Kai Havertz. So let's see. That's not Kai Havertz money right there. Lewis finna cook if Havertz plays like crap. You lot are in for a harsh reality check. Let's see. It's big. I think it's a big game for Arsenal to kind of prove that they can beat City. They didn't beat them last season, and they played them 3 times, 2 in the league, 1 in the cup. Didn't beat them any of the times they played them. I think they lost all of them. And obviously you were in a title race with them. So if you're going to win the league this year, or you have aspirations to win the league, you need to prove that you can beat City. Best way to you know, win the league is to take points off the team that you're going up against. It's like a double win. You know, you're kicking them down and you're pushing yourself up. So for me, it's very important that Arsenal versus City becomes a lot more of a competitive, you know, environment for Man City, where they actually drop points. If you don't start taking points off them, you can't really expect to be beating them to the league, because that you got to put yourself in an almost near perfect position in the rest of the games. Your watch-alongs are top-notch, especially when Chelsea are losing the streak. Yeah. Listen, we don't expect that, Ash, to happen this season. What you saw last season was, you know, it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for a lot of you to see us that shit. You know, it was like 10 games on the bounce where I barely had even celebrated a goal, let alone a win. When we did a step over or a nutmeg, I would cheer in celebration like as if it was a goal. So you're not really going to see that again. You know, that was quite special, quite unique. So yeah, now you've got to just enjoy the rest of the aspects, not just my tears, because yeah, that was something special. I don't plan to ever see that again in my lifetime. I'm not going to lie to you. It didn't even exist, to be honest, last season. What was last season? Unless you're a Man City fan, what really was last season? It wasn't really anything significant for anyone. Big individual goals is to beat City and at least once in Prem and win at Old Trafford. Need it. Okay. So beat City once in the Prem. Yeah, I think, listen, if you're going for the title, you got to be looking to try and beat City somewhere. You don't have to beat them twice, but you got to try and beat them. You know what I mean? You got to try and beat them for sure in one of the games. More favorably, probably at home. Let's see. Save this comment. Timber absolutely pockets this Silva this game. Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see that matchup between Timber and Bernardo Silva for sure. That's going to be interesting. My biggest question marks in this game is how Rice plays. How far forward does Rice get when Timber tucks in, if that's the plan? And how far does Cover push up when Stones tucks in? These are the 2 players to keep an eye on today, is Rice and Cover. 2 new players in the 2 systems. They've never played in these teams before in a competitive environment where obviously it's starting to get serious now. And I just want to see how well they do in their roles and how they're used. Let's see. It's going to be very interesting. People are saying Mount for 007. I'm going to leave it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe wait for the competitive games to start. I'm not even going to count friendlies like that. I don't really feel desperate. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not feeling that desperate. And I'm also not too bothered. We've done the transaction now. We've got our money, and it's much appreciated, I must say. All right. Let's see what else is being said. Let's get predictions flowing. Let's get them popping. I'm buzzing. I can't wait. It's finally, guys, now 1 week away for Premier League action. I will be covering the Burnley versus Man City game on the Friday, Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest on the Saturday, Aston Villa versus Newcastle, I think, on the Saturday, late kickoff. We will be there. Liverpool versus Chelsea on the Sunday. And what is the Sunday early kickoff? Because I would like to also be there. I'm not gonna lie to you, yeah. I'm about to do a madness. I feel sorry for you because you ain't gonna be able to keep up. Are you gonna be able to keep up? Because I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be there. Are you gonna be there? We'll have to see. It's gonna be difficult. It's difficult to keep up. Let's see. Sunday. Brentford versus Tottenham. We will be there. We must. we must be there. I will be there. So it's a double header on Sunday. It's a double header on Saturday with a little break in between. And it's a Friday as well. And there's reviews dropping for any game we can as well. I'm going to start putting out reviews after the games, little videos like I do for Chelsea, but for all the teams that we're watching, because I'm just football focused now. That's it. We're on it. Let's see. All right, let's get the predictions going. Let's get it going, man. I want to see what you guys are thinking. I'm not going to lie to you. I gave Arsenal the win because I don't really care about the Community Shield. So I thought, let me just hand out an olive branch and take it away immediately next week. As soon as the Premier League starts, the olive branch is going. I'm taking it back. But for this game, I thought, yeah, may as well give it out. You know what I mean? It's not that deep. It's just a Charity Shield game. And I think Man City, they're not really bothered whether they win this. Do you know what I mean? It's just an opportunity for them to sober up from the drinks over the summer. Grealish starts, so let's hope that he's good and he's stable, because that man had a party over the summer. He enjoyed life. I'm gonna give you 4 options. Arsenal win in normal time. Let's see, normal time. I'm gonna give you a Man City win in normal time. I'm going to try and do an FPL this season. You know how I'm like, though. I do tend to forget. So we'll see. We'll start it. And then when I get whooped, you know what happened. I just ended up forgetting. But let's give it a go. I'll set that up this week. So I've got Man City, Arsenal also on pens. So we've got 4 options there. So there you are. I think Arsenal are going to win this on penalties. I have a feeling this will go all the way to the penalties. I don't know why, but whenever I cover these games at Wembley, they always go to the distance. They always go right down to the wire. So, yeah, it happened quite a few times last season, actually, didn't it? It happened in Newcastle versus Manchester United in the Carabao Cup final. I think it happened for the playoff final as well. That went down to the wire, from what I can remember. That was after the Bundesliga kind of final day shenanigans as well. So, yeah, there was a lot going on. But also, let me know what games are being played next week in the European leagues as well, because I always tend to just focus on Prem and then I completely forget that there's other games going on in other leagues. So if there's other games, like good games going on next weekend in Germany, Italy, Spain, let me know. And we can literally do a double. It's not a problem. We can do a double. Championship playoff stream. Yeah, that was wild. That was the longest ever stream we've ever done on this channel. 6 hours, 22 minutes straight. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Did they win in normal time? Oh, did they? Are you sure? I could have swore that went the distance, and I was so pissed because I thought Newcastle would win it. I was like, if you're going to beat them, just beat them in normal time. Why take it the distance and still beat them? I'm pretty sure it went to penalties that game. No? Am I tripping? City versus Sevilla in the Super Cup. What day is that on? Let's get that. Let's get that in. We'll get that in the schedule for sure. Forgot all about that. It was in normal time. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, you did, didn't you? Oh, it was Brighton United. Sorry. Yeah, it was Brighton. That's the one. Yeah. It was the Brighton semi-final in the FA Cup that went all the way to penalties, and they did not even let them then get through. They just wanted to beat them in the worst way possible. So yeah, it was Newcastle in normal time, 2-0. Not the greatest final at all. I think maybe the occasion kind of got to Newcastle in the end. They were going for a bit of a rough patch in that point in the league as well. They weren't particularly scoring many goals, and they needed Isak to kind of rise, and he did. Because a lot of people started thinking that time, oh, maybe Newcastle are going to fall off and they're going to come out of the top 4. But they did manage to stabilize themselves, get themselves back on track, and actually finish off the job. So yeah, it was the Brighton game, wasn't it? And that also, that was actually a pretty decent game, actually. That was a good game. Wan-Bissaka did a great job on Matoma. I remember it. Luton Town, Watchalong. Listen, if they're playing, if they're live, we could be there. We could be there if they're live. You know what I mean? It's about who's live. Okay, the nerd is not nerding today. No. I'm very tired. We will do a multi stream in terms of we will be covering multiple games, if you mean that, at once. So if there is some games in Europe next weekend, then let me know, because we will be there. No way 2 forwards up front for City. Yeah, they did this last season, Man City, quite a bit. They did this Alvarez-Harden combination quite a few times. De Bruyne, I'm not sure why he's not starting today. I don't know if it's fitness or what's going on there. Foden as well. It'd be interesting to see. I think Big Steve was saying on the Big Six that he will be playing more central this season, Foden, which I want to see. think everybody wants to kind of see Foden more central to see if he can kind of become the player in that position that we thought he would be. So I don't listen. I know he does a good job out wide, but I'd like to see him central. I want the game to go through Foden. I just feel like the game is a lot more fun if it goes through him. KDB is injured. Okay, fair enough. What do I think about Foden not starting? It's all about fitness, isn't it? It's all about fitness. I haven't been actually watching any preseason games of Man City. That's probably the only team in the top 6 that I haven't seen a preseason game from. I haven't seen a preseason game from them, and I haven't seen one from Tottenham, but I've seen everybody else's. I've seen Man United, I've seen Arsenal, I've seen Liverpool. So, yeah, when it comes to City, it's probably maybe fitness related. He had an injury towards the back end of last season. He can play though. Caicedo missing the match. Is there? Here we go. I'm trying to keep myself very much alert for tomorrow morning. Eunice is putting out little things here and there. He thinks it's going to happen tomorrow. Let's see. But he's not. Yeah. Listen, if they're going for Kudus from Ajax and they're making that move and they're putting down that money, then hopefully that's a reason to think that they might be actually about to sanction some sort of sale. But they have received money from other places as well. McAllister, Sanchez. But I don't know their spend to sales ratio, and I don't know what their budget is. So we really don't know what Brighton's finances are and what they need to bring in money-wise. But listen, I've said it from the get-go, if we bid 100 million, I think we're going to get him, which is why I've just been saying, listen, all these bids beforehand, I don't think they're actually doing anything for us because they're very strict on what they want. They want 100 million. We keep trying to negotiate from a very low point, starting at 60. They've never come down from the 100 million. They've never gone 90. They've never gone 85. And we've never, it's not been like this. It's been constantly 100, and we just go like that and like that and like that. They're not moving. So yeah, they're not moving. Thoughts on Matoma linked to City and Grealish playing as an 8. So I did, yeah, because when I was searching for images, I'll give you my prediction in just a second. So when I was searching for images for Man City, because obviously the new kits are out, I'm trying to put the new kits on the thumbnail. Not easy to find images at the moment because there's not many games played, just pre-season. Some of the images are rubbish. So it's a bit of a task. But as the season goes on, it'll be getting a lot easier to find the images. But when I searched Man City, I saw Matoma everywhere. And I'm saying, why is Matoma coming up? It doesn't make any sense. But obviously he's been linked. Now, I don't know how much he's going to cost. I think, listen, you need to be careful when you're dealing with Brighton because they will charge you a lot of money for their players, man. They don't play around. So I think Man City could probably find cheaper alternatives. But if they're going with the left wing, then, you know, if it's either KK at Napoli, who's going to cost a lot of money as well. You've also got Leao, going to cost a lot, signed a new contract. And then you've also got, you know, players like Matoma who are going to cost a lot. I'm surprised they're not moving on Elise, but maybe he's not. Maybe the style is. I don't know. I thought he was the perfect replacement for Mahrez, but I don't know. I don't know if maybe Pep's not keen. But I thought they would have moved on him because he's probably going to be cheaper than Matoma, to be honest. He started for Ajax today. Maybe they are not taking Brighton seriously. You never know. You never know. They might be taking. I mean, Ajax are a selling club, so they probably are taking anything that comes in significant offer seriously, as they always do. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Let's see. My prediction. So I went with a Arsenal win on penalties. That's just how I was feeling when I said it. But it could go either way. It really could. It really could. It depends on who's taking it seriously. If Man City are taking it seriously, they might not be. They might just see this as another preseason friendly where they can just get minutes into the tank, which is more than fine to think that, because they don't need to do anything here. Like, they've already shown everything they need to show. They won the treble. They beat Arsenal 3 times. They don't need to prove anything today. And they lost to Liverpool last season, and they still went on to do what they did. So it wasn't even an indication for anything. So Man City, I don't see why they would care about this game, to be honest. Arsenal, on the other hand, I think they'll care to try and beat City and put a marker down. As anybody that comes up against City in this game, in this curtain raiser, because they're always in the game, they're always in the fixture, you're always going to want to put a marker down on City. And it helps the confidence levels of your own team, your own players, your fans a little bit, that maybe you might be able to handle them when push comes to shove in the Premier League. But for City fans don't need ego booster. The players don't need confidence. The manager doesn't, they don't need this game. They don't. So it's literally just for Arsenal, in my opinion, whether or not they get it done. Let's see. But because I think there's more motivation on their side, this is why I've given them the win slightly, because I think they need the win a lot more. Okay, let's get this on screen because listen, I want to watch this game. It's kicking off in 25 minutes, or just under that, almost 20 minutes. You think this will be a massacre for Arsenal? Harry Kane hat trick in which game? Not this one. It has to be serious settings this year, of course. I had a great start last year and I just tailed off, lost confidence. And it just, once you lose confidence in the predictions league, it just starts spiraling out of control. You're on bad momentum, bad trajectory from that moment on. But we try to get off to another strong start and actually stay the course this time. It was very Chelsea of me to get off to a strong start, actually. Very Lampard and Tuchel second season reminiscent, where get off to a strong start, hit Christmas, and then just nosedive into oblivion, really. So what's your thoughts on Tyler Adams? Thank you. I've given my thoughts on Tyler Adams a little bit, but like I said, I don't think he's on the same level as Caicedo. So for me personally, I'm not looking at Tyler Adams and thinking this is a great alternative. Anybody that we get like a Tyler Adams or an Onana from Everton, or even a Lavia, for me, they haven't done it at the same level as a Caicedo. So it's a bit of a drop off for me. But if it's an alternative, then yeah, like I said, I'd prefer to get Caicedo, because he's shown in all aspects in a system that I would, in a way of playing that I would love us to play that way. He's shown everything he needs to show in that deep midfield position in terms of press resistance, fantastic scanning, which Tyler Adams is good at as well. He's shown that he can play in those deeper positions. But also, when you're looking at the gap between Santos and the targets that you're talking about, I don't see the point in investing in these players when you've got someone that if he was to play often enough, he'd probably be worth 50, 60, 70 million as well. And to do similar types of performances to the guys you're talking about, I think Caicedo is a level above these guys. So the gap is actually worth paying the money for. That's how I kind of see it. And obviously Leslie still needs to be sent out on loan as well. But yeah. Also, if you look at Tyler Adams' injury record, that's another problem as well. Tyler Adams' injury record is not great. And again, Caicedo, there's no issues with injuries. So that's another reason as to why I'm still not seeing anyone that does everything that Caicedo can do and has the injury record to match as well. Let's take a look at that, actually. So yeah, his injury record is something to take note of for sure. It exists, and you have to always take it into account. Anybody who's got a collection of injuries, you don't really know what you're going to get. It's all well and good signing them because you think they're a good player, but if they suddenly now end up on the injury list because of their previous issues, you're back to square one. So I'd ideally, obviously an injury can happen to anyone, but I'd ideally not go for someone with a record like that. And if you look at his record, you've got muscular problems, hamstring injuries, thigh issues, a whole heap of issues throughout every season. Really, he's always had something. So if you look at his Leipzig kind of time, yeah, you're seeing quite a long list. So yeah, it's not for me. Not for me personally. Not for me. Okay. Let's see. Okay. We are going for Elise instead of Cherky. Watch what Cherky did at Palace today. Did to Palace today. I had to zoom in to make sure that wasn't Hazard. I haven't seen. Where can I find such illegal clips, bruv? What's happened? What did he do? They played a friendly. They played a friendly and he mashed up the place. Is that what you're telling me? I'm just gonna quickly do a little search. Let's quickly do a little search. Oh, I'm seeing the clip. Okay. Oh shit. Okay. I'm seeing a clip. He is your real central attacking midfielder. I know we're talking about playing Elise there. Obviously, like I said, I've seen him more on the right. That was an awful pass though. He just passed it out of play. Is this meant to be a fail comp or some sort of comp of prop? Because the way he just passed out of play there, it wasn't for good viewing. He's obviously both footed as well. Elise is extremely left footed. So that's obviously something. And Alicia right now is injured. So he's injured. Now, I don't know when he's back, but he's currently out injured. So it's a little bit of a, yeah, it's a little bit of a, we always like to do this. You know, we see someone that's injured, and instead of shying away and saying, actually, let me wait for you guys to get yourself back to a match fitness and make sure that you steady yourselves, we go and take the person that's injured, bring them into us, and then think that we're going to heal and fix them, and then they just carry on getting the injuries. So if he's out till October, I don't really know what we're doing here. Like, we shouldn't really be going after someone who's out till October. So yeah, for me personally, I'd if he's out till October, then for me, you definitely stay clear. No need to go after him if he's injured. So yeah, for me, that's a no-brainer. I think that should be quite obvious, to just not go after someone who's literally injured. How are you going to pass the medical if you're injured anyway? So I don't understand how these medicals work. Adams gives us a chance to control the midfield. He's a busy DM and he has good pace and he's a fighter. We need some fighters. We listen, 100%. But he's also injury prone, so he's also got injuries to his name. But everything you just said there, Caicedo also can literally do just that. Literally can do just that. You man love to bloat the squad. Santos can play the secondary role. No need for Adams when we have Caicedo. Yeah, for me, you just need one. You don't need to sign two. I've been very impressed with Santos in the preseason. There's literally no point in my opinion, loaning him out and buying two when you've just seen a very good preseason from him. Play him, use him, let him gain the experience. He's gonna be worth exactly what you're willing to put out and pay for others in a year's time. And he's gonna have just as much hype behind his name. Barcelona were literally trying to take him off our hands before he'd even played the Premier League game, because that's how much they clocked that they fucked up. They were like, oh, actually, yeah, we should have took him. We should have paid for him when he was in Brazil. We got him before the Under-20 World Cup. His market value shot up after the Under-20 World Cup, and Barcelona tried to come in when it was too late. We already had him. So do not let go of a good thing. If you've got something cooking at home, you know what I'm saying? Don't get greedy and take your eye off the ball. Let's see. I did not get to watch it. No, I was traveling. As soon as All You Can Eat Chelsea ended, I was traveling from that moment on. I've only just literally got back, literally just about 5 minutes before this stream started. Yes. No. Listen, yes, there's a lot of players that don't get injuries though. There's a lot of players that get very few injuries. You can take a look at the player that we just signed from Monaco, and you'll see his injury record is spotless. So if you can find players that have spotless injury records and players that do not, why would you go for the players that do not when there's players that don't have injury history behind them? They're probably more likely to not have more injuries. You know, it's just for me, it's common sense to not go for players that have had an issue with injuries in the past. It's not like every player is like this. It might feel like it, but it's not like that. It's not like that at all. Not like that at all. And an example of that is if you search Caicedo's injury history, you're just going to see one torn muscle fiber, and that's it really in his career. Now, obviously, probably hasn't played as many games as Tyler Adams as well, which will probably play a part in that. Party has spotless injuries before Arsenal bought him. Yeah, I mean, listen, it can go that way as well. Maybe we have to hold your medical team to account. Our medical team has been very fugazi over the last couple of years, so that's why I'm even more on the fence about bringing in players. Man City seem to have a great medical team, but we not so good. Mount and Havertz fell comps on the same day. I'm here for it. You, as Chelsea fans, we got to focus on our players, man. We have to focus on our players, please. We got. If we're gonna do comps take a long time to do. So you got to make sure that you're getting your players comps out there as well. If we're dropping masterclasses, if our players are dropping masterclasses and there's no comps because we're too busy making Mount Havertz fell comps, then that's very sad. That's a shame. That is a shame. That's all I'll say. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. No, I wouldn't say he is, no, but he's injured right now. So, you know, I just if you want a player because you need if you feel like you need a player in the door now because you want them to play games or you're looking at a position that's not quite, why would you bring in someone who's literally unable to play right now for the next couple of months until October potentially? So that's a decent chunk you're missing. It's a decent chunk you're missing. You're missing, or you're almost going into the second international break before you're playing. Just doesn't make sense. Okay. Gunners are going to find out Havertz today. Well, listen, let's see how he does. Let's see how he does. My prediction, like I said, was an Arsenal penalty shootout win. I'm going to close the poll. We're almost, I'm going to close the poll in a minute. Almost at 500 votes. Get your final votes in. I'm going to close this poll very, very soon. At the moment, it's 59% to Man City winning in normal time. Arsenal winning in normal time is 26%. And it's 9% and 5% for the penalties. So most people feel like this will get done in normal time. I'm gonna close that soon. Yes, listen, in open play, this guy has created what are you saying? His open play stats are not great? From what I said, from what I saw last season, his chance creation was brilliant. But I know he's on free kicks and I think he's on corners as well. So I'm interested to see what you mean by that. But also you have to take into account who he's playing for as well. He's playing for Palace. They don't exactly dominate the ball. And yeah, they're players up front. Whew, damn, if there's a team that you can go to and be very frustrated about the lack of finishing in the final third, it's Crystal Palace with Mateta and Jordan Ayew up front. These guys will miss chances for fun. They really will, especially Jordan Ayew. Jordan Ayew is probably one of the most frustrating forwards up there in the Premier League last season. Just giving chances away. Didn't want to put the ball in the back of the net enough times at all for what was going on. And you've got players like Eze, you've got players like Alicia. If they add Lewis Hall to that, they had Zaha. They've now signed Franca from in Brazil as well. They've got great chance creation and talent, ability, everything behind, but up front they just don't. I don't know why they haven't signed a striker. It's so puzzling to me. If there was a team that needed a striker, they and West Ham were the two teams that I would have said, listen, you've got to bring in a striker. Maybe even Wolves as well, probably, if their signing from last season hasn't recovered from the injury. So yeah, West Ham moving mad as well. Are they not meant to have wrapped up Alvarez from Ajax? Don't know if that's actually been completed. Yeah, Zaha's now gone to Galatasaray, but I'm talking about last year, the amount of chance creation they had there. Let's see. Before we kick off in about 10 minutes, let me just quickly check what the news is saying today as well. I haven't really been keeping up with everything. Anything serious happening today? How much speaking of Man City and Matoma, how much do people think Matoma's going to cost? Because I think Brighton are going to demand about 70 million, you know. I really do. Brighton are crazy. They're going to demand probably 70 million for Matoma, minimum. I think they're going to want 70 million off Man City. Especially because Man City are moving a bit later in the window. There's just under a month to get it done. But, you know, I wouldn't say this is a deal that gets done by next week. So I think then you're looking at almost just 2.5 weeks left. I would for them to replace. I think they're gonna demand about 70 million. Brighton. I really do. I don't think their plan was to sell him at all. You think more than 70, 60 to 80. They're definitely not going to accept 60. For me, minimum 70. Minimum. It's Man City as well. They got money, so they're going to ask at least 85. Someone saying 100 million more than 70. Did you watch Turkey versus Palace? I didn't. I was traveling. When was this game kicking off? When did Leon play Palace? Obviously, it's a friendly. When did this kick off? 50 million. He only has 2 years left on his contract. Brighton also want Palmer and McAtee. I still don't think 50 million though. Still 2 years. If it was 1 year, okay, fair enough. But 2 years, just, you know, they'll just sell him next summer. I think they'll still want a lot. I think they'll still want a lot. But the fact that it's 2 years will you know, it will bring me down to a point where I'm not going to the 80s and 90s. But yeah, I still think 70. I think they'll still ask for 70 minimum. Might not finish off for 70. It might end up with add-ons and whatnot, but I think they'll still ask for 70. Yeah. I was looking at this clip as well about Caicedo's agent and his new contract renewal and whatnot. But If you look at his old contract was going up until 2025. His new contract, I think, goes up till 2027. So he extended a good 2 years on that deal. So I do still think, you know, I know Ben Jacobs was kind of saying that in a space that maybe, you know, the agent couldn't have really done anything with a release clause because he already had still quite a lot of time left. But I don't think 2 years, you know, 2023 now to 2025 was the contract. 2 years is not really that much time. Next summer, you're in your last year of your contract. So I think I think they could have definitely put a release clause in there. But then to extend to 2027 with no release clause, 2027 is ages away. That's 4 years away. Brighton have got effectively 3 summers to piss about and to put that price at something crazy before they even entertain anything. Instead of just this is the last summer with the old contract. This is the last summer that Brighton can get big money because next summer you'd be in your last year. So for me, that agent has definitely made a mistake. He's definitely made a mistake in January with that contract. 100%. Because people forget, Caicedo didn't sign last summer. He didn't sign last summer. He was there a little bit before that. I think he signed last January, I think it was, wasn't it? Okay, let's see. Ornstein dagger is going to hit hard. I just pray that if that Ornstein tweet hits the platty, that I'm at home and I can go live immediately. Because if I'm not at home when that hits, I'm going to be pissed. Wherever I am, if I'm on a train, I'm going to be angry. So let's just hope that timing hits right, because if it does, then we're going to have a great stream. I'll tell you that. And we may even have an all-you-can-eat emergency stream. Do you know what I'm saying? Why not? Really, to be honest, why not? Why not? All right, let's get this. So this is on ITV today. I'm just getting it up. 5 minutes to kick off, people. We're not far away. We are not far away. That new Man City kit. I did prefer last year's kit. I'm not gonna lie. I do think Man City's kit last year with the kind of like burgundy trim was really, really nice. This one, yeah. I don't think I'm a massive fan of V-necks. I don't think I'm a massive fan of V-necks. I think I prefer collars, and I definitely liked, like I said, I did like that trim, that circular trim. That collar that we had and that Liverpool had in around 07. If you guys remember, it wasn't like a real collar, but Liverpool had this really nice Adidas. This is the Fernando Torres kit. Liverpool 07, 08. Yeah, kick off in 5 minutes, and they had this nice little collar that just flapped over, but it wasn't like a proper collar, if you guys remember. Chelsea, Chelsea didn't have it actually. Chelsea didn't have that kit. We had something slightly different in that season. We had like this weird little, couldn't even call it a collar. It was like this little flap. But yeah, that was a nice kit. That was a nice collar. When is the UCL fixture? When do they start? Well, the draws, I think, for the group stages still have to be made. When is the Manchester City versus Sevilla Super Cup game? Is that this week? Or is it? It's probably not, is it? It's probably a bit further down the line. I mean, Super Cup, is that? When is that? Let's see. It is 16th of August on a Wednesday. So it's not this week. It's the week after. We will be there. We will be there, guys. Okay. There will be no Valverde to Chelsea. That will not happen. Any Real Madrid midfielder target linked with Chelsea, you could just take it, scrunch it up in a ball, and throw it in the bin, because it's not going to happen. I can tell you that now. It's not going to happen. I don't know where these stories are coming from, but it's pure foolishness. Carlsberg sponsor. Yeah. It definitely hit. That kit slapped. That kit definitely slapped. Arsenal's third kit that they just released. I don't know how often they're going to wear it, but that hits. Their away kit is nasty. But that third kit, hits. I still haven't seen us release our away kit or third kit. Don't know when we're releasing that. Hopefully that's tomorrow as well, on a Monday. No, I don't want Goretzka either at all. No, thank you. We want Caicedo. Hopefully, sir. Hopefully. I pray that you're all right. You're spot on, I'm hoping. So yeah, there's been some nice kits, man. There's been some nice kits. Rodri's growing a beard. Yeah, so at the moment, the handshakes are just being exchanged. before the match. I don't know if they sing the national anthem in this game. Maybe they do because it's at Wembley. Maybe every game at Wembley they're doing it. I don't know. But yeah, at the moment the handshakes are just being exchanged. I'm happy for Cover. I have to say, like, I was always a big fan of Cover. Always a big appreciation for Cover and what he did and how he played the game. Even though his final third play was a little bit, lackluster or just underwhelming final third play. But in terms of what he did in the first phase, and he was tenacious, and I think he wore the armband a few times as well. He was a good player to have in the squad. I was happy with the cover. What we got from that transfer. It was 40 million. I thought he did a great job for us. One player of the year, one season. Provided good competition in that midfield. I think he did a good job. No, I did not watch SummerSlam. I don't watch wrestling. I know you're wrestling god, but I don't watch wrestling, brother. I don't watch it. Bro, I'm not even going with a list. I don't care. Anybody who pays well and it looks nice. You know what I'm saying? If it pays well and it looks nice, then bring it in, because at this point we're getting to the part where the season starts. So my preferences are no longer important anymore. We are too close to the start of the season to care. As long as it's not only fans, then I think we're good. Because if it was, I think we get the piss ripped out of us, to be honest. All right, let's see. Southgate is everywhere. Of course he's here, man. It's Wembley. There's a lot of English talent on the pitch today. You got Ben White, Ramsdale, Rice, you got Saka. And then for City, you've got Walker, you've got Stones, you've got Grealish as well. And loads of players on the bench for both teams. So yeah, he's definitely going to be here. Keeping a keen eye on proceedings. But yeah, we're about to kick off, people. Let me just make sure I'm on the quickest. Let's see. 4 o'clock kickoff. Hopefully it's a great game. Like I said, I don't really care the result. I really actually don't care. If Arsenal win another Community Shield, it does nothing. It does absolutely nothing to me. It doesn't mean nothing to me. I don't rate the competition. But I want to see a good game and I want to see goals. Just want to see a good game, want to see goals. That's about it. 50 million a season looks nice. My only requirement. We are not getting 50 million, nothing. We are not getting 50 million, nothing. All right. Smash up the likes, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get a couple of things ready now. We need the timer. The game is kicking off soon. We are there. We will be there. Let's see. Okay. Let's get it, guys. Let's get it. Timer will be on screen. Arsenal versus Manchester City at the Wembley Stadium. Little hugs and kisses for Arteta and Pep there. The new Klopp and Pep. Where's the manager beefs, man? Where's the arguments? Where's the specialist in failure? Where is the Rafa Benitez versus Jose Mourinho? Where is the Arsene Wenger versus Jose Mourinho? Where is Jose Mourinho? You know what I'm saying? Like, where is the beef? I just need beef, man. I need more beef this season. I'm trying to think. Who do you guys think this season will be the biggest beefs in terms of management? Last season, Conte and Tuchel early doors, and then obviously both of them ended up getting sacked. But we didn't really see too much on that level, really, and that was early days at Stamford Bridge. So yeah, man, I'm trying to think who's going to bring it. Pochettino, I don't know if he's going to bring beef this season. I don't know if Ange, I don't know what his character's like. Maybe Ange at Tottenham, maybe he's got something to bring to the table. I don't know. I need somebody, man. I know what I'm getting with Klopp. All right, we've kicked off. We have kicked off, guys. De Zerbi. Oh, De Zerbi and Poch. I don't know if they're going to have beef. Obviously, the clubs have got beef, but hopefully. I don't know. It's a weird one. Every time I read, Chelsea and Brighton actually have got a good relationship behind the scenes, but the fans don't like each other. But then Brighton fans will just be telling me it's just a bit of banter. So, But yeah, maybe Deserby because of the comments. They were a bit disrespectful. I don't know. I don't know if Poch is really going to latch onto that and really, use that. It just feels like basically all of the shit houses in football, they're just not around in the Premier League right now. Like, don't get me wrong, we've got great managers and I'm happy for that, but we don't have shit houses. Everybody in the Premier League right now, they play a nice game. Do you know what I'm saying? In terms of the style of play and the football, they're all trying to play a nice game. We don't have many shit houses. We don't have, we don't have the likes of, say, Diego Simeone, Conte, Allegri, Mourinho. We don't. All of those guys are not here, so it's a bit of a sticky one. Big Sam, we don't have Big Sam. Yeah, man. All the shit houses. We don't have any of the old school English, lump it, slump it into the box shit houses, like the Tony Pulises, the Neil Warnocks, the Sam Allardyces. We don't have any of those guys. And we don't have any of the European fancy shit houses. Do you know what I'm saying? We don't have any of them guys, the continental shit houses. We don't have any shit houses at all. We don't have any home or away shit houses in the league. Everybody's nice. Man City in possession at the moment. So I'm just taking a look. Is John Stones pushing up in this team? Where is he? Let's see. Let's just see shape-wise what this looks like. But Arsenal are pressing off the ball. We got Odegaard pressing all the way to Edison. In goal, he's going to clear. Havertz up front. And here's Partey. So where is Rice? I think that's him there, isn't it? In the number 41. So it looks like, yeah, Gabriel. Defenders have split. Where's Timber? Here's Rice tucking in now. Partey. Bro, where's Timber gone? Ramsdale's going to clear. Ramsdale's going to clear. Sorry, not Edison. Agate. Ortega, not Ogate, Ortega. I just immediately assume that Edison's in goal, but yeah, it's not him today. It's Ortega. Timber's at left back. I just didn't see him in the build up then. I didn't see him in the build up. Here we are. Here's Cover in the first phase. Here he is. What shirt number is he wearing? Number 8. Cover wearing number 8. He's wearing Gundogan's number. Oh, it's getting very close. Nice build-up play from Man City, though. Very, very nice. It was very close. I must say it was very, very close there. It was very close. Thoughts on... Yes, this is a generational talent, indeed. It is. She played the Barbie role brilliantly, I have to say. Suicide Squad, she was quality as well. We're going all the way back to the Wolf of Wall Street days, quality. So just an incredible actor. And I saw clips going around on Instagram that Will Smith and her were getting quite cozy way back when. And I just have to say that he fumbled the biggest bag of his whole life. I must say that was a big L. Could have been with her, and he's instead, just sad. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air dropped the biggest bag. It seems. What an L. Juju man, will Arsenal win? Havertz up top. Yikes. Havertz up top. I'm just keen to see if he does this role any differently to how he did it at Chelsea. Let's see how he plays. I'm interested to see. It's a big season for Kai Havertz. Let's just put it like that. Big season for Kai Havertz. Big season for Mason Mount. Big season for Sancho. Big season for Richarlison. Big season. Big season for all these guys. Big season for Mudryk. Big season for everybody, man. All these guys, big season. Big season for Sterling, actually, as well. Massive season for Sterling. Forget Mudryk for a second. Sterling, huge season. Switching it out. Here's left-hand side, Man City. Kanji, headed. Go on. What we got here? Clipped back in. Grealish going up. Saka hooks it away. Saka hooks it away. Saka hooks it away. Here's Cover. Here's Rodri now. He's going to switch it out right. Here's Bernardo Silva on the right. Cutting in. Bernardo Silva. Double knock there. Bernardo again. Oh, wonderful close control from Bernardo, man. This guy is a footballer. This guy is a footballer's footballer. He's so intelligent. He plays multiple roles to a great level. And his close control is never in question, man. And I can see why Man City once again put their foot down, that they can't let this guy go. That's brilliant from Cover. Gets it into Haaland. And that's something that, you know, Cover will be great at. He's a great dribbler. He's a great ball carrier, great close control. So if you need someone to kind of wriggle through the low block, he can do all of that. Just don't ask him to shoot. And you'll be all right. But there's a lot more ball carriers. He's added another ball carrier, Pep. It's quite interesting. Someone's shoes come off as well. I think, who is that? Somebody's shoe just come off. Timber's shoe. I haven't really seen too much of Timber in the build-up. Maybe it's me. But I couldn't find him there a minute ago, but he's back. But yeah, going to be very interesting to see. Going to be very, very interesting to see. Remember this? The guy who said Timber will handle silver. Yes, there was a guy that said, and he wants to put big money on it, that Timber is going to handle silver. So let's see how that goes. Let's see how that goes, man. Let's see how that goes. It's going to be an interesting one. A card for that. Party yellow already. Yeah, not a great position to pick up a booking against Man City, that's for sure. Great interception from Martinelli, who's come a bit central, tried to flick it for Partey, and now Man City have won it on the transition here in the midfield, and Partey has given it away. Free kick, and I think, is that where he's getting booked? Is that yellow card? Yeah, for kicking it away. That's where he's getting the booking from. That's a bit silly, man, from him. No need to get booked for that, especially this early in the game as well, to get booked. It's not good. It's not good. You don't want to get booked for something so minor. There's so many reasons against Man City why you would need to get booked. That is not one of them. That is not one of them at all. Tierney's on the bench. It doesn't seem like Arteta likes to use Tierney too often. I don't know if Arsenal fans in the chat, if you can explain to me why, because I think Tierney's a very good player. Obviously, he's had his own injury issues as well. I remember when people were calling for Tierney to even be captain at one point, but again, like I said, he couldn't keep himself really consistently fit, so it went to Odegaard. And now Declan Rice is there as well. I'm sure he'll be, you know, eyeing up a vice captaincy in a couple of years if he's not already looking at, you know, even sooner. But in terms of Tierney, you know, he's a great alternative because he's the one fullback that they have on the left-hand side that will overlap. They played Tomiyasu on the left-hand side. He had to invert, and, you know, for obvious reasons, he's not going to overlap and cross. Same with Zinchenko. He's going to invert, and Timber over there is going to invert as well. So if you just want another option out there, and especially in moments where you saw Zinchenko getting nutmegged by Trent at Anfield, and there was quite a few moments in the season where you thought, you could do with a Tierney at this current moment. Even in the back three as well, he's experienced in playing that. So here's Saka around the outside, out for a goal kick, is it? Akanji versus Saka there smiling. But yeah, it just feels like for options, you kind of do need an option out there like a Tierney, otherwise you become a bit predictable on that side. But yeah, he doesn't want to use him too much. I also expected Tierney to go to Newcastle. That was the link. But again, didn't see any bid from Newcastle for Tierney. And then they went and got Livramento from Southampton instead for about 40 million, who just come back off a massive injury himself. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. There's a lot of left backs kind of available right now. Cucurella is available, seems as well. Man City just in build-up. Rodri, now Edison. PYS with the tweet, he says that Chelsea are preparing a new bid for Moises Caicedo, remain intent on signing him before the start of the Premier League season. That has come from the Telegraph. So yeah, I think personally he has to be in the starting 11 for the game against Liverpool. He needs to be at the club by then. It's kind of like the final deadline for a serious, semi-serious club. Have one of your key midfield pieces in the team before the first game of the season. And if we don't have him in by then, I'd be not only very shocked, but very disappointed, to be honest. And Poch deserves to have him
have his starting midfield available for a very tough game against Liverpool. And like I said, if we have him in there against Liverpool, my hopes for winning that game shoot up drastically. And especially with knowing Cuckoo as well, you just want to, if you're going to play a Carney in a 10 or whoever plays in that 10, you just want a little bit of security behind them, because Enzo's been a little bit dodge in pre-season. So we don't know. Hopefully he's back to his best against Liverpool. Here, Man City come down the right-hand side. Here they are. We're going to see Rodri now. He's pinging it. Timber up against Silva. Let's see who comes out on top. Oh, that's a poor ball in from Walker. Poor ball. Martinelli. Good play from Martinelli. I'm really looking at Martinelli and Saka this season to just see if they can, first of all, match. If they match their tallies from last year, I think they've done a great job. If they can go beyond the goal tallies in the Premier League last year, then they're starting to show potential for the Salah and Mane kind of numbers every season, that kind of consistency that they brought. And then this whole kind of cry for Arsenal to get like this lethal, cutting edge, 20, 30 goal season striker is not really, in my opinion, such a massive deal. How often do you see a front three where all three of them give you 20 goals each? There's always someone in there that usually has to facilitate. So it just depends on how you want to build your team. If you want to go with the goal scoring wingers, or do you want to kind of go with creative wingers and put it more towards the striker? But if you look at Liverpool, Firmino, he didn't really hit 20 goals in the Premier League. He might have hit them in all comps, but he didn't hit it in the Premier League. And I definitely think Jesus, if he can stay fit, because he wasn't fit the whole of last year. You have to remember, if he can stay fit, I think he can hit 20 in all comps and hit 15 in the league, 100%. So obviously you always want as many goals as possible. But if Saka and Martinelli are going to give you 20 goals in the league, which they could, then I don't think it's a massive issue to have that kind of facilitator in the middle. Not everybody's going to get 20 goals, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, they're freaks. They're freaks. Yeah. Can we talk about normal people? Do you know what I'm saying? Can we talk about normal human beings, not freaks? Yeah, them guys not normal though. They're generational freaks. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, unless Arsenal are going to sign some freaks, then I'm talking about for the normal people. Yeah, that was close from Rodri, just wide. It's a good strike. Very, very good strike. Cut across it nicely. I think it took a deflection actually off of, I think that's taken a deflection off of Rice. Yeah, I think that has definitely taken a deflection. It's very close to going in, Very, very close to going in. Scored some big goals, Rodri. Scored a massive goal against, I think it was Bayern Munich, wasn't it? Was it Bayern Munich last season? From distance. Scored, obviously, in the Champions League final as well. It's headed away by Timber. Now Bernardo. Out wide to Stones. Yeah, MSN don't count because they're freaks. You got generational striker, generational wingers. It's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. Here we are. Even what Suarez was doing at Atletico Madrid when they won the league just kind of showed you how good he actually was. For him to go at that age and go and do it at a club like that, win the league, it's just ridiculous. Not even in his prime. Yeah, he was. That's probably the best trio I've watched. That's probably the best. That's probably the most skillful, exciting to watch trio. I mean, you could obviously bring in particular seasons, you can go Benzema, Bale, Ronaldo as well, for different reasons. That was from an athletic standpoint. Jesus, they were just physically unstoppable, man. Too quick, too strong. The aerial ability was nuts as well, because Gareth Bale was scoring some headers as well. You know what I mean? So it was just wild. You obviously had Thabz, Rooney, Ronaldo as well, which was a bit mad. So we've had some incredible trios. Let's be real. Obviously not on the same level, you're dialing it back, but Suarez, Sturridge, Sterling was very entertaining as well. Very, very entertaining. We've had some great trios. How is Kai Havertz playing? Not really too involved. He's playing up front, so it's not his position. He's meant to be in midfield, but he's playing up front today, so you're not really seeing too much of him. But Man City at the moment, controlling possession, circulating the ball quite well. Oh, he's got, you know what? Fair play. As soon as I said that, Kai Havertz got a great tackle in, and he won it high up the pitch, and he's just trying to keep hold of it, and he's won a free kick. So he did very well there to win the ball back, make a good interception. Arsenal almost countered. South American excellence. Yeah. Robin Ribery. How many seasons did Robin Ribery and Lewandowski play together? How many seasons? Because it couldn't have been that many. Actually, wait, was it? How many seasons did they get to play together? Because I'm trying to think when Lewandowski joined from Dortmund to go to Bayern on the free transfer. And obviously now I'm trying to think from that moment, how long did Robin and Ribery as a duo perform at their peak? And how many seasons was that? Because obviously Ribery and Robin, obviously as a pairing, they started to, they were obviously quite old at that point. They were older. 2 seasons? Couldn't have been 5. I don't remember them playing as a trio for 5. It must have been only a couple. I don't know. 14 to 19. 3 people are saying. Drogba and Elka as a duo. I don't feel like I remember that trio playing for more than a couple of seasons at peak level. Shot from distance again, dragged wide. 13-14. Rodri should have been booked. Rodri makes the foul and they book Arteta. We've got Tim Howard. Not Tim Howard. Howard Webb. We've got Howard Webb. They're both bald. But they've got Howard Webb in the stands. I was thinking of Tim Howard because he was chatting some next nonsense on our pre-season tour. I don't know what he was trying to say. Here we go. Rice up in the air. Oh, free kick. Again, free kick. Little bit stop and start. Little bit stop and start. Love how we misprofiled Havertz by playing him as a striker and Arsenal decided to play him as a striker. Interesting. Very interesting. Too early to tell, but the addition of Havertz and Rice, this lineup has confused the successful setup Arsenal had last year. Arteta has an interesting problem on his hands. Fun to watch, though. It's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. Because if you're thinking of the ideal left-sided 8 in Xhaka's position, you're not thinking of Declan Rice. Because I've always said Declan Rice, he has to start as a defensive midfielder or as one of the defensive players. He has to start as minimum in a pivot. He has to start in defensive positions and then drive forward, carry the ball forward. But you don't start Declan Rice in the half spaces as an attacking midfielder. You don't start him high up the pitch and do build up and then progress it to him. That just doesn't make sense. He has to be part of the progressing. You know what I mean? So he wasn't the ideal Xhaka replacement in my head. If he was going to be the replacement for anyone, it would have been for Partey. But does he do Partey's role as well as Partey? In my opinion, not right now. He has to be coached, do you know what I mean, to play that role, because the way Partey played it last season was incredible for 3/4 of the season until the mistakes started coming in. If you look at Kai Havertz, again, I don't think he's ideal left-sided 8 at all. You know, he, like I said so many times, he was mainly coming off the right at Bayer Leverkusen. He was coming off the right, which is Odegaard's position. So I didn't think he was ideal. And then Timber's fine. Timber's the only one where I'm like, yeah, cool. You know, cheap price, loads of versatility, technically sound. covers you defensively in a great way. Your defense has no issues now in terms of depth. The only thing would be if you let go of Tierney, you'd be probably a bit predictable in the left back position, but that's about it. You got the goalkeeper now, so that's fine. And now that I've been given the context of why you got the goalkeeper, which is obviously Ramsdale's, terrible situation with the, with his child and all of that, with his partner. I don't know if he's married. So that psychologically for a season that you've got coming up is nuts. So you definitely need an option with him. So that makes sense. But the Kai Havertz one, and yeah, it's just I'm not sure about that one. And Rice is a very good player, but again, is it exactly the profile in terms of, if you're looking for a party deputy, did you need to spend 100 million on one, or could you have got a more cheaper competitive alternative that just is the secondary choice? All of these things, it'll be interesting to see. So yeah, I'm very interested with your midfield. I'm very interested. Very interested. It's the guys that you spent the most money on that have the most question marks around their name. The cheapest guy, I think, is the only one that I'm not really confused what you're doing there. But maybe he's got an evolution, coming up. He might not be planning to play the same way he played last season. So that's why I'm just waiting to see. He might have a different plan. Because if he's gonna play Rice and Partey together, if he gets that right, that is a very difficult barrier to pass. You've got everything there as a partnership. But if that is the plan, if the plan is to keep tucking in a fullback in build up and push Rice up, be interesting. Man City in possession with the throw. This is why I thought that Tierney might play more, because if you've got Rice and Partey, maybe you don't need the fullback to tuck in, because why would you want to push Rice high up the pitch? But I don't know. It's a weird one. Played down the flank. Here's Walker. Let's see. All right. Oh, lovely. There we are. 23 minutes gone. Man City, not many shots on goal, I have to say as well. Both goalkeepers have not really had to do too much work, if any. I don't think, has there even been a shot on target since this game started? Can't remember the keepers having to make a save. Yeah, 0 shots on target. My eyes did not deceive me. Leicester are winning 2-1 against Coventry in the Championship. Oh, they already won that. That was full time. Cardiff beat Leeds 2-1 in the Championship there, or they're beating them. Game's nearly over. And Sunderland versus Ipswich later on as well. But yeah, no shots on target inside the first 23 minutes. It's a bit cagey. No. I haven't even seen Haaland even take a shot. Haaland's not had any shots. Not even had any shots. That's crazy. Arsenal have had no shots. These statistics are nuts. Let me go through the statistics. 80% possession for Manchester City. 20 obviously for Arsenal. 2 shots for Man City. 0 shots for Arsenal in this game so far. 0 corners for Arsenal. Just 0-0-0 in terms of any of that. Wow. My God. No shots. Not a singular shot. Not a singular corner. Just nothing in the final third at the moment. We're not seeing them. Let's see if they immediately change that after I just said it. Yeah. Havertz. Oh! Oh, shit. Oh, my days. I jinxed that. Like crazy. Oh, my days. I jinxed that like crazy, man. That's brilliant. What a save. Havertz turned. What a save, man. What a save from Ortega. It was Ben White on the overlap. Havertz tried to turn quickly. He did get his feet sorted to get the shot off, and then a brilliant block from Stones to not handball that and let it hit his chest. But yeah, Havertz, he did well there. I think you got to credit the goalkeeper. I'm not going to get onto Kai for that one. I'm not actually going to get onto him. The speed at which and the amount of bodies around him for him to just quickly have to swivel and just get something serious in terms of a shot off. It was a lot. There was a lot going on. But what a save. But listen, when people head to Twitter, the agendas will have to agenda. Yeah, he did need to get a bit more power on it, but because it was one swivel on one movement, I'm not going to get onto him for not getting maximum power because he had a lot to do in that one rotation, in that one movement. Whereas if he just was coming onto it and he didn't get any power, fair enough. If he was, if the ball was coming across him and he didn't get any power, then fair enough. If he was 1v1 and he didn't get any power, fair enough. But because he had to do the full turn, get those touches in and get it onto his left foot, then I'm not really shocked that he didn't get the power in as well. But that is what separates you from good to greatness. Great players, they do get the power in it and they find a way. But I ain't even going to get onto him too much. I'm not even going to get onto him. It's a community shield game. So I'm not on the agenda thing right now. But like I said, when the Premier League starts, you know what's going to happen. So enjoy it while it lasts. Let's see. Right side. Right side. People are adding it to the fail comp regardless. I can see it. They don't care. Why are you giving context? We don't care. No, I'm going to give context to anybody on this pitch right now because it's Community Shield. It's Community Shield. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not even doing this whole Mason Mount 007 stuff for preseason friendlies. I'm just not worried. Like I said, when we sold Havertz, and even when we sold Mount, I was like, do you know what? Cool. Like I'm not shedding tears. I'm not worried. These guys don't scare me. Do you know what I'm saying? If they turn out to do well for you guys, then cool. But they don't scare me. It's not like as if you took, Eden Hazard in his prime off us or something. Then I'd be trembling. But these guys don't scare me, so I don't need to overcompensate for any problems that are potentially gonna go on at the moment. Let's see, Partey, Saka. He's got a lot of options. He goes to the left, and it's Timber. Comes back inside. Odegaard now. Cover looks lost, people are saying. Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen anything really in the last maybe 10 minutes from him. Akanji now. I think it's much better when a left-footed centre-back plays on that side. Like a Vardy or an Ake, I think it's a lot better. I haven't been a massive fan of Akanji on the left side of a three. On the right side of the three, cool. I think there was a brief 10 minutes last season where Pep put him in midfield to try and do that Stones role, and he took him out of that midfield so quickly. And you could tell, you just watching Akanji do it, and he just couldn't do it. He could not do the job. So he swapped him and Laporte, and he put Laporte in there. Laporte was okay. He could handle it. So he won't be putting Akanji in there again. But yeah, Akanji could not handle the midfield. He could not handle it. But I just think on the left side, you just want a left footer to just open up the angles a bit. Not always cut in. Obviously, it's just a lot easier to drive forward with the ball as well. So when Vardy comes into this team in Akanji's position, it's going to be nuts. It's actually going to be nuts. And let's not forget, Ake is probably one of the best defenders last year as well. So mad options on that side. Crazy, crazy options. Crazy options. Can't believe City replaced Gundo with Cover. It's a drop-off. It's definitely a drop-off. Listen, Gundo had way more range of attributes. Way more range. So, yeah, it's a drop-off. But it's Pep. So he'll sort it out. Great pass from Ramsdale. I'm very interested to see this Ramsdale versus the Raya battle this season for that spot. Did Ramsdale have control over that situation? I feel like he did. But it was close. It was close. It was very close. Okay. Big up, brothers. 30 minutes gone. 30 minutes gone. "31 minutes. Let's see. Alvarez has been booked. Long throw now. Martinelli going up for it. Cooked. Played back now. Here's Ramsdale. He's going to play it into Rice. Saka. To lose touch. Given away. Arsenal are not Arsenaling. The Gunners are not gunning right now. That was crazy. Yo, that press from Declan Rice. And the referee's not interested as well. Man City caught lacking in the first phase. Yo. What's that zone called again? Is it zone? What's the zone called, man? Is it zone 40? What's the zone called, guys? Let me know what the zone's called. You know what the zone I'm talking about. Zone 40 something. I swear to God, it's zone 40 something. This is like proper nerd shit. If you know it in the chat, then you're actual nerd. Yeah, it's you're coming with some next googly-eyed nonsense, bro. It's zone what? What zone is that? Anyway, someone will know. They call it zone 40, I think, something. Zone 42, I'm not sure. Is it area? No, not area 42. Oh, he's last man, is he? No, he's not. He's not. He's got help. Here's Ramsdale and Hoofed. Zone 45. Let me Google it. I'm surprised nobody knows this. Wow, I'm surprised nobody actually said it. They call it. I don't know why they do this. Oh, it's called Zone 14. Yes. Zone 14. That's what it's called. No, it's not. So it's not Zone 45. It's actually called Zone 14. Yeah, Zone 14. It's Zone 14 is located in the middle of the pitch, immediately outside the opposition penalty area. Yeah. Now I don't know, some sort of TFL shit. I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure what's going on there, but that's what it is. That's what it's called. 33 minutes gone. If you Google it, you'll see it's actually a thing. Don't know why. I just called out the first phase. 34 minutes. Martinelli's going to take the corner. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Woo! That was a bad corner. That was a bad corner. Did not even get into the box with that one. That was wild. That was wild. I need goals, man. Come on. Give us goals. It's what we signed up for. Is what we signed up for, guys. Arsenal with the throw-in. Yeah, nerd behavior. Oh dear. Nah, it's funny. A lot of people, I thought a lot of people actually knew that, but maybe, yeah, that's just me being a real nerd. I was told that by James B from AFTV. So Saka, he was the first person that let me know about Zone 14, and he wants a deflection on it. We need to see more from Saka in this game. We need to see more. Coming down that right-hand side, cutting. Tried to wrap his foot around it. Didn't hit anybody, I don't think. I don't think it was that close, was it? No, it's not close. It's not really that close. It's not a great game so far. My guy was trying to be Ziyech. I did recommend Ziyech to Arsenal. You know, I did recommend if you need a cheap, cost-effective, you know, Champions League experienced with Ajax, plays the style of football that you probably wish to play in some capacity. Because, you know, they say Ajax and Arsenal, they translate in terms of the style and the way the clubs are operating in terms of, you know, the right way to play the game and whatnot. Ziyech is very familiar, holds width. That was very lucky Man City in first phase build up there. But also, yeah, like I said, Ziyech, if you need an alternative to Saka, it's you know, it's an option. Like one of those deadline day moves late in the game, parties being, you know, mutually consensual termination of the contract. You know what I'm saying? Once he's removed out of the website, the first team squad website, then there's a gap there. You might just want to, you know, get a little 10 million deal done. We will be there for you. I don't think it's even a bad idea. Can't lie to you. For both parties. I don't think it's that bad. United are losing. I see that they're playing. Who is it? Athletic Bilbao. It's another friendly. 37 minutes gone. Intercepted. Arsenal with the high press. Come on, man. Somebody do something. Somebody serious. Ben White out to Saka again. Odegaard's in the middle. I haven't even really seen... we only saw it on one occasion, that trio linking up for the chance for Havertz. You'd want to see more of that from if you're an Arsenal fan. Ben White, Odegaard, Saka. That triangle, you haven't seen enough of it in this game. They did very, very well down that side last season. Probably one of the best kind of relationships formed last season was Ben White, Odegaard, and Saka in terms of that little triangle over there. Very, very, very fluid. I haven't really seen it as much today. Here's Saka. Now White, is it? Yeah, Odegaard again. Seeing him a bit more. Maguire had a mistake. Oh, Maguire's had a howler. Oh my God. No shit. Here's Martinelli. He's just not good enough. You know, I don't know why when it comes to Maguire, most people are not afraid to say the obvious and they can see it, but there's all this protection and it's like, bro, he's just not good enough. It's as simple as that. He just needs to go back to the level that he belongs at. And when he was getting linked to Chelsea, you will always find a few that will make a case for it. You know, any player that gets linked to any club, really, there's always a couple that will make a case, even when they've been as bad as Maguire's been for the last couple of years. And, you know, from a sheer confidence level perspective, why would you want to invest potentially what would be 20 to 30 million? Because I think Man United rejected the 20 million from West Ham. I don't know why they rejected that money. Because, you know, I don't know who else is going to come in. And I don't know what money they expect to get. But why would you want to take in someone with the level of confidence that he must be playing at the moment? Plus, he's slow. So if you want to play a high line, you can't do it. Dodgy on the ball. Under the press. And just error prone. Not injury prone, but error prone. Why would you want to invest in that? It makes no sense. As a top club anyway. Here's Saka. Thabz! Oh! He's done it. Now that right there is the time where you get onto him. That is the one where you get onto him. But like I've said before, he's not a clean striker of the ball. I know it's his weaker foot, but you know, nobody cares. Nobody cares. What an opportunity. And it goes amiss for Kai. Shy Kai, they will call him very soon. What a chance. What a chance not taken. I'll tell you something, Trossard would have put that in the net. I think even Nketiah probably would have bagged that as well, to be honest. And again, I'm puzzled as to why they're not starting ahead of him up front. Because when those chances come to, you know, those three players, I'm backing Nketiah and Trossard to put them in before I'm backing Kai to put them in. So, strange decisions. But he is a midfielder, so you can't really blame him. I'm not going to lie. He's a midfielder. He is a midfielder. He's a midfielder. What do you want? You want him to score that? He's a midfielder. Come on now. Let's be fair. He is a midfielder. Chelsea were playing him in the wrong position, guys. You can't get onto him. He is a midfielder. You can't expect him to take that chance. Come on. Let's not be silly. He's a midfielder.
He's all about, you know, passing, creating, linking. He's not a shooter. He's not a shooter. He's not a driller. He's a messenger. He's the middleman, you know. He's the person that takes the product from one place to another place, you know. He's the one that takes the product from the defense to the attack. He's not the shooter. He's not the driller. He's not the final guy. He's not the boss. He's the side man. That's okay. It did give me Berbatov that. I'm not gonna lie. That did give me hints of Berbatov. Not Berbatov, no, but Bergkamp. Sorry, Bergkamp. That's it. Sorry. No disrespect to Berbatov, but we're talking in levels here. Bergkamp. Shades of Bergkamp, shades of Kaká. You know, it was the way the chance fell to him, then the way he just kind of just scooped it and just cut across it. It was very, very Dennis. Very Dennis Bergkamp. Very, very Kaká. Very... Just a lot of panache on that. Lots of drizzle. You know when you go to fancy restaurants and they just give a little drizzle around the plate? That's Kai. He's not the meat in the middle. He is the drizzle around the plate. He is the final touch. Fine player that is. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm gonna stop now. Salt Bay. Oh dear. Here it is now. Rodri. Oh my god. What? Yo! Oh my god. This brother saw the Manchester United highlights and he said, I'm on it. He thought he saw Onana in that goal. Yo, don't be dissing Ramsdale like that. Ram dog. Nah, man. He thought he saw Onana in the goal. This guy is mad rude. This is what happens when you bag in the Champions League final. Look at the audacity. He's gonna start shushing the fans soon, like what Kai did. Look what the Champions League winner did for Kai and his mentality. Started shushing fans. Yo, you better keep an eye on Rodri, you know, because that man might start to develop a little bit of an ego shooting like that. That was crazy. He thought he saw Onana. That's crazy. God damn. Woo! That would have hit TikTok. Yeah. Damn right. Yeah. Rodri wanted Ramsdale to go viral, man. That's what he wanted. He wanted him to go viral. He was trying to do a Wayne Rooney. Oh, ball across. Great defending. Is that Saliba? Is that Saliba with the defense? That was brilliant defending. I think it was Saliba. That was brilliant defending, man. That was brilliant defending. God damn. Here's Stones. Was it Saliba that made that? Yeah, it was Saliba, wasn't it? Yeah. Best centre-back that you got in your team. No doubts about it. Absolute no doubt about it. Best centre-back at your club. The only centre-back at your club I would actually like really want. I wouldn't be looking at Gabriel when we've got, you know, Badiashile and Colwell. I wouldn't be looking at Timber, even though he's a very good player, because we've got our own good players. But in terms of Saliba, yeah, Saliba's the one where you would take him. You would definitely take him. You would definitely make big. You'd move big mountains to take Saliba out of Arsenal, man. I'm so surprised that like a Real Madrid or anyone of that level didn't come in for him when the contract negotiations were going on, because that would have been a coup. That really would have been a coup. Kai Havertz missing chances, pretends to be shocked. He did underperform his XG more than anybody else in the Premier League last season. You know, and that was
for moments like that where the opportunity arises and he doesn't take it. He's just not a clean shooter. For Germany, every now and then, he'll cut inside on his left foot, just outside of the D, and he'll bend it into the top corner, and everybody will be like, oh my God, he's fucking unbelievable. But apart from that, yeah, that's how you get it most of the time. 90% of the time, that is what happens. He'll drop a banger every now and then. But that's about it. Maybe two, 3 times a season max, you might get a banger. Maybe once, actually. Let me not overdo it. Maybe once a season in club. Once a season for country, once a season for club. They called him Van Persie. Yeah, they did. They called him Kaka. Van Persie was crazy, man. Like, Van Persie was such a incredible striker of the football. This guy was letting Wayne Rooney and Song play these lofty passes over the defensive line, and he didn't even take a touch. This man would let the ball drop onto the He would let the ball drop onto the inside of his left foot, and first time send it back across the goal. And this is the striker that people wanted to put in the same sentence as a brother that we just saw on screen there take a shot like that. It's just crazy. You look at even the volley at Charlton at the Valley. Early days. What was it? 2004, Van Persie? The volley at the Valley, the ball coming in. This brother got his leg up in the sky, wrapped his foot around it and clapped it into the top corner. And they want to compare him, that guy. Nah, you lot are just taking the piss, bro. The header was it the World Cup with the header? Come on, man. Ridiculous. The free kicks. Come on, man. At some point, we got to have some respect, some basic grace and decorum. Come on. At some point, we have to have manners. At the bare minimum, have some basic manners, bro. As a football community, at some point, we have to have some basic manners. I'm all here for banter, but fucking hell, that's just disrespectful. Hella disrespectful. If it wasn't for injuries, he probably would have been one of the best strikers in the Prem. He would have been in that conversation, but he just had too many injuries, so he won't get into the Aguero convo, or he just won't, because way too many injuries. But if he didn't have the injuries, technically, he would have been right up there, no problem. Because what he was able to do when he was fit was stupid. Ferguson doesn't go and get a striker to win the league for no. He doesn't pick anybody for that. He picks special players. And that goal against Aston Villa was nasty. I think it was Aston Villa, wasn't it? Rooney with the ball over the top, drop, lash. Ugh, just nasty. Absolutely nasty. Very, very special. Not much, like I said, there's no shots really on target up until obviously that opportunity. I think it was for Havertz. That was maybe the first shot on target. Let me take a look at the statistics. But yeah, we haven't really seen shots from so 0 shots on target for Manchester City in that first half. So we didn't see any shots for Hairline on goal to trouble Ramsdale. The closest Ramsdale came to having issues was when Rodri decided to take a shot all the way from, I don't know, just past the halfway line and tried to loop him and lob him. He had another shot that was deflected by Declan Rice that went just wide of the post. So the biggest goal threat for Manchester City in that first half was Rodri. Barely seen Hairline, really. Barely seen Alvarez in that capacity of taking the shots, and they've had no shots on target. So that speaks for itself. For Arsenal, they managed to rack up some shots on target there in the back end of that half, and they both came from Kai Havertz. So yeah, and the first one, I let it slide, but the second one should be doing a lot better. But yeah, good for Ortega to get some good saves in there. But yeah, that's it really. It's not been a great half. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's been a lot of ball retention, circulating. Not much real direct play. Nobody's taking on their fullbacks. Nobody's taking their shots. Nobody's really on smoke at the moment as it stands, but we'll see what the second half brings. It feels like a preseason game. It does for sure. It's a great way to phrase it. Saliba's amazing. Ortega's amazing. Yeah, Man City fans have been saying for the longest this guy probably would start for a lot of Premier League top teams, or at least a lot of Premier League teams in general. And I haven't seen anything from him since I've seen him come into the side that would suggest that he can't start for most of these teams. Man, he does a great job whenever I see him come in. Yeah, he was technically on another level, and this is what I'm saying. You know, Kai Havertz is not technically on another level. Technically, he's not. I think that's very clear. You know, Dutch players technically, traditionally, are just better than, you know, you see German players in terms of technical. You always go to your Dutch players; they are gifted in that respect. German players tend to be more efficient. That's just kind of like that's just kind of what you expect. And in those two players, Kai Havertz is not even efficient. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not even technical and he's not even efficient. He's just Kai Havertz. So you can't compare him to Van Persie. That's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, crazy comparison. Man City are not fit enough yet. Man City missing KDB doesn't suit the Premier League. First 20 minutes didn't even feel like a friendly. After that, cooled off a bit. Seedorf's goal was incredible. Another Dutch player there. Unbelievable goal in the game for Ukraine there. I did see that goal. Left foot just outside the box on his weaker foot. Smacked it straight into the top corner. It was a beautiful, beautiful strike. I wouldn't even compare him to Muller, because Muller, you have to give Muller more credit. Muller is a better passer, and he's a better finisher. Like, Muller is actually efficient. Now, obviously, we didn't get to see Muller come to the Premier League, but just for what we saw of Muller was a very, very intelligent player. Very, very intelligent player in the final third. Knew when to make the pass, knew when to take the shot, brilliant movement. Kai Havertz is meant to be one of these guys, you know, with the hype at Bayer Leverkusen. But my danger is always, if you have to go back a couple of seasons to try and, you know, piece together somebody's play and relate it to what you are paying for in the current day and age, in this current moment, and you're taking what they did in that league, but since they've come to this league that you compete in, they're not doing what they did then. If you were Bayer Leverkusen and you're trying to justify bringing him back, if you're Bayern Munich or Dortmund trying to justify why you should bring him back to the German league, then maybe that makes more sense. But to try and justify why you're buying him from Chelsea and going all the way back to Bayer Leverkusen games when you're not even playing him in the same position that Bayer Leverkusen played him in is absolutely ludicrous. It's borderline insanity. If you were going to buy him, you had to play him in the Odegaard position. If you're not playing him in the Odegaard position, I don't understand. I don't understand. So it's a strange one. It is a strange one, but let's see what Arteta's cooking. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna have to block you for misinformation. All right, don't do that. I don't like that. Don't do that. So yeah, there is no here we go, but yeah, confirms Moises Caicedo missed the Rio Vallecano game with a hamstring strain. Has a slight hamstring strain late in training and pulled out for that reason with a Premier League season just a week away. It makes no sense to risk him, says the CEO of Brighton, Paul Barber. Okay. Let's see what else is being said in the comments. So we have, let's see. In my opinion, this season will either be an Arteta masterclass or an Arteta disaster class. Nkunku is out for a couple of weeks, so he's not going to be available for Liverpool. That is the update. Genuinely don't think there is any young centre-back in the same tier as Saliba. Let the comments rival that opinion. I'm trying to think. Obviously, I don't want to just scream Levi Colwill in your face because he hasn't proven what Saliba's proven at a top club, but I think he will. I think Levi Colwill will do that, but he has to do it. So I'm not going to expect you to believe me. You have to see it. But if you see it, you see it. If you see the vision, you see the vision. And especially when you see how he played at the Emirates, you know, hopefully you can see where I'm getting at. Vardiel is a great shout. Unbelievable player as well. But let's see again. Premier League's going to be great to see. But I think he can do it. Arojo. I think, listen, he's got to get his flowers. He's a brilliant centre-back at Barcelona. When I've seen him, he's been brilliant. And I think, I don't know how old he is. He might be a little bit older. I don't know. But whenever I've seen him play, he's been quality, I must say. How old is he? He was locking up people. 24, and Barcelona had an incredible defensive record last season. And I think he deserves his flowers for sure. Konate, very, 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 very good centre back as well. If he can stay clear of the injuries, just completely be fit all season long. I don't know if he was last year. Then he also deserves a mention as well. So yeah, no, there's definitely contenders, because Saliba does make mistakes. You know, so let's not pretend like Saliba made no mistakes last year. He did have a couple of moments, but every player tends to have a couple of moments. But on the whole, it was a great season. But there was points last season where people were saying that Gabriel's had a better season than Saliba. So Saliba's got to make sure that he has an undisputed best centre-back at Arsenal season, because he hasn't had that. Last season, a lot of people at Arsenal, when you talk to them, they'll say that Gabriel had a better season than Saliba. I don't know how you feel about that. But in terms of, that's what people were saying. So if you're going to talk about Saliba in that caliber, he has to be having a better season than Gabriel, because I think Gabriel's definitely got his flaws as well. He's definitely not perfect. We're talking about the best kind of like under 23, I guess, centre back out there right now. Someone said that there's nobody really in Saliba's category. I think you're going to disagree. A lot of people are going to throw in names. Van der Ven, who, bruv, we not seen this guy. I ain't gonna lie, I've not seen much of Van der Ven. So yeah, Van der Ven, let's see how he does. I haven't watched much of him at all. Upamecano, I'm not a massive Upamecano fan. I just think he makes a lot of errors, man. He's very good on the ball, but he makes a lot of errors. Whenever I'm watching him in crunch time, whether it's England against France, where we should have had a penalty, whether it's Bayern Munich there against, I think it was Man City, I just see so many big errors. It's just, for me, I can't in good faith include such name. Let's see. Konate's not under 23. He's 24. Okay, cool. But then maybe we can't even put him in the combo then. Kim Min-jae, big season for him at Bayern Munich as well. A lot of Man United fans wanted him to come in, I think, for Varane. People are mentioning a certain Tottenham centre-back who was a very, very aggressive hothead last season, was diving into crazy challenges and doing a Mazzolini. Good on the ball, but he definitely needs to have a lot more composure and calmness before he can get into that conversation ever again, because last season was a bit of a mess. I will say, though, he is surrounded by absolute mediocrity. He is surrounded by some serious bums. So I will give him that. I don't think he should be, surrounded by such nonsense. However, he himself did not help himself a lot. He didn't stand out from the crowd at all times. At times, he wanted to get in the mud and get dirty with the foolishness. He wanted to be a scrub too. Plenty of times last season, he decided, I today will be a scrub. Today I will be a scrub. With you scrubs, I will be a scrub with you. And now you can't do that. If you're going to be a top player, you got to make sure that you set your own standard and you don't get involved in nonsense. That man decided he was going to be a scrub many times last season. Let's see. Oh, you do. And they did it many a time against Vinicius Jr. They did it many a time. It was quite they put Konate in the middle and they threw him out on the right back position and told him to just deal with Vinicius, and he did a great job from what I could see. How is everybody feeling at halftime? It's been an interesting half, I must say. There's a lot more potential to come in this game. I'm hoping that it levels up in the second half. I'm just looking at the benches, who potentially needs to come on. Obviously, I'd love to see Kevin De Bruyne come on. I don't know how many minutes he can play in the second half. I don't know what the thinking is there in terms of fitness, but I'd love to see him come on. I'd love to see Foden come on as well. I think Foden could change the game potentially. Probably those are the two that are standing out to me. I don't think first phase right now they need to bring in a Rico Lewis or anyone. I think I need to just see something different in the attack. Maybe you need to lose an Alvarez or a Haaland, and you need to bring in another creative player to just start carving out more opportunities for one of the strikers. You'd probably say Haaland stays on and you move on Alvarez. But if either or, if you create chances for them, I think they're gonna start to cause Ramsdale a lot of problems. They're both great finishers. Ian Matson in a super chat. Not sure what it's related to as we're talking about centre backs, but quality player. And it looks like he won't even be playing in defense. He'll be playing in the attack. So could be playing in the attack. I just want a new contract for him. And as long as we get a new contract lined up for him, I'll be happy. I think there's a comment there. I feel horrible watching Cover play for City. We sold him for so cheap. He only had 1 year left on his contract. Neither party were going to renew. Chelsea are bringing the wage bill down. He was on his last big contract. He was always going to want a lot. And he's also susceptible to injuries that we could never seem to manage. So, you know, I've made peace with the situation. It takes a lot for me to cry about someone leaving my club. They've got to be undisputedly, you know, reliable and world-class. Not just world-class, but they have to be reliable as well. And he didn't have a great season last year. No one did. But he's definitely not a player I would cry about for sure. Again, another player that in the long term is replaceable. You might not get the immediate quality in at the same level, but over the long term, you definitely can either match or improve as long as you scout correctly. So it's not something where I'm crying too much. Let's see. I'm not crying about Kai Havertz at all. What are you talking about? That's just a flat out lie. If anything, I was very happy to accept that check. You've got that horribly wrong. He's missed one massive opportunity. Some people will say two. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt on the first one. But for me, yeah, you should have bagged at least one of those chances. That's for sure. The first one was on his stronger foot, so it kind of balances itself out. Maybe the second chance on his weaker, but he should put Arsenal 1-0 up. It's the only 2 shots on target in the game, and they fell to him, and he hasn't taken the chances. So, yeah, that's where we're at. Not great, but he's playing out of position. He's playing out of position. That's what a lot of Arsenal fans told us. You didn't play him in the right position. So why are you playing him up front? If Trossard's there for those 2 chances, he scores one of them. I have no doubts. No doubts about it. He bags one of those chances. So yeah. He definitely bags. Still very puzzled as to why Trossard is not starting in this game ahead of Havertz. Even in Nketiah, you know, I think Nketiah showed glimpses of great hold-up play and link-up play against, I think it was Monaco. Played really well in that game from what I saw in the little highlights. He looked like he did a really good job. I don't know about his finishing, how it was in that game, but he looked like as if hold-up play-wise, link-up play-wise, he was playing quite well. So, yeah, it's a strange one. We don't get into those positions with Trossard, though. Havertz hold-up play has been very good. Can Trossard not hold up the ball very well? No? He doesn't hold up the ball to even get into those positions, into those situations. I didn't realize his hold-up play was poor. Let's see. I guess he doesn't have the frame, you could say. He doesn't have the frame, but when I saw him come in for Jesus, was he playing the false line role? He was. He wasn't playing. Was he playing wide? I think when he came in January initially, he was playing in the false line, and I think pretty sure he played quite well, no? Maybe I'm tripping. I know he did get a rack of assists, and he did pull off to the left wing a few times and put in some great crosses in one of the games. I think it might have been against Liverpool. I can't remember. But pretty sure he played false nine. All right, I'm waiting for the second half. We're about to kick off second half. Smash up the likes if you haven't already. Big up your damn selves in the building. Is there any more games in the week? Let me know in the comments, because I'd like to cover. Or is the next game on Friday? Any games in the week? Big games, European games? Let me know. Or is the next game on Friday? Oh yeah, in terms of winning duels, cool. I'm not expecting Trossard to win headers, but in terms of link up, ball to feet, I think he's all right at that. Okay, let's get this timer going. Game's about to kick off second half. Please give us more goals. Actually, no, just give us more chances at least as well. Just more shots on goal. I barely had to see these keepers make saves. Ramsdale's not had to make a single save, so we need more, man. We need much more in this game. It's been very underwhelming. All right, we've kicked off. Let's go. Second half, let's do it. Who's my Saudi team? I haven't actually picked a Saudi team, but I haven't picked a Saudi team to be honest yet. I'll wait for the transfer window to close. Does their transfer window shut at the same time as ours? I've not actually taken a look at the Saudi League transfer window start and end dates, but I'll wait for the transfer window to close before I pick a team. Makes more sense. Makes more sense. Let's do this. Tottenham versus Barcelona. Is that a friendly? I'm not really trying to watch more friendlies. I'm trying to see competitive games. That's kind of that's my bag now. That's my bag. I'm just, if there's any competitive games going on, but there probably isn't. I know there won't be obviously anything for England Premier League wise, but I don't know if has any of the other European leagues started today, or if they all starting next week. So we've kicked off Spain, Germany, Bundesliga. The second division in the Bundesliga started today, Coppa Italia. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything starting this weekend. Arsenal on the ball. Cup game. Super Cup is next week. Not next week, the week after. 16th of August, I think. Here's Declan Rice. Playing out wide. Super Cups, yeah. Yeah, Super Cup is not going to be next Wednesday. It's going to be the Wednesday after. So it's after the Premier League starts. In between game week 1 and game week 2. 46 minutes gone. Almost 47. Let's go. Man City in the build-up. Let's go. Tempo is really hit and miss, isn't it? You can tell that it's not fully at it yet. Not fully at it. I wonder if any of the smaller Premier League teams might be able to take advantage of a big team. I'm sure they will. I'm sure there'll be some shocks already in game week 1. You know, it's very rare that everybody gets off to a strong start. And we've seen kind of deficiencies in everybody in pre-season. Man United, Liverpool for sure. You know, Chelsea drew 2 of the games. So, yeah, man. I think we could see some surprises, hopefully, early doors. Early doors. Burnley were one of the earliest teams to come back for pre-season. If you guys remember, Weghorst had only really just finished his FA Cup final against City, and like a week later, if less than that, he was already back in the Burnley training facilities, walking back in. I just remember Burnley's admin and all their social media posts. They were in pre-season early. It felt like they came in when the season for the Premier League was still going on. Obviously, the FA Cup, Champions League. So Champions League and FA Cup was played a lot later later last season because of the World Cup. It felt like they were coming in around about the time it was all ending there. So see if that plays a part in their performance. Here's a Kanji trying to play the ball in behind. Saka, Odegaard, flipped over the top. Saka round the corner. Here's Rodri. Gonna play it out wide. Here he is now. Walker. Walker used to be a flying fullback, but I think as he's got older, they've just restrict him a lot more and just asked him to be a bit more of a Wan-Bissaka in the team in terms of just focus on the defensive side of the game and locking up defenders. But when he was at Tottenham and even his early first few years at City, he was overlapping like crazy, getting crosses in. I think it's because of his age. They've just asked him to stop doing all that now. System's changed. Here's Odegaard into Havertz. Let's see if Arsenal can make something out of this. Tackled immediately. Too easy. Cover got cooked. Let's take a look at that again. Odegaard. Oh! Oh, shit. Y'all got cooked. Damn. Where's my oil and saucepan when I need it? This brother got cooked. That little drop of the shoulder sent him back to London. Oh, shit. He's already in London. Damn, he's in London already. That's embarrassing. God damn. Odegaard is him. God damn. You know, because he was in that Man City kit. I forgot they were in London today. Odegaard really cooking. Really cooking. Here's Stones. Oh, shit. That attack broke down. I think the game's starting to open up a little bit now. It's good. It's good. Somebody's got to open up. Pause. That's a huge pause. Yeah. But the game needs to open up. Pull back. Oh, corner. Come on. Give me fire or I retire. Come on. I need goals. I need goals. We need goals. Let's go. All the Chelsea rejects are flopping. Listen, I hope that they all flop, because when we sold them, everybody was like, oh my days, they're gutting their whole team. They're selling all their best players, their highest goal contribution merchants, or their Champions League final winning guys. This is crazy. Even though everybody knew we needed to sell because we had a too big a squad. What a save from Ramsdale. It's kind of straight at him. Arsenal are going to clear. Here's Saka. So it was like, first of all, it was like, Chelsea, how are they going to sell all their players? They have to sell so many players. How are they going to do it? Oh my God. Then we started selling them to Saudi, and everyone was like, oh my God, this is a conspiracy theory. They have 5% stocks in Clear Lake Capital. This is cheating. Call the Premier League. Then everybody else started selling to Saudi, so no one else cared. Everyone was like, okay, so it's not that. Move on to the next agenda. So then we started selling the best players, and they were like, oh my God, you sold all the best players. How could you do it? You're not gonna. And then now the best players aren't cooking, and they're like, oh my God, what's next? What's next? What is the next one? I want to be ahead of the curve. Tell me what the next agenda is. Tell me. Camera save. Oh God. Bro, as long as they play poorly, it's so satisfying for sure. 100%. 100%. The Minerals men not playing at their best is very satisfying for sure. And then we just replaced them with a bunch of 18-year-olds from Brazil. That's what we did. And hopefully those Brazilians are cooking. Hopefully them Brazilians are cooking. Yeah, it's crazy. We couldn't keep up. We need to sell, but don't sell. But do sell. Just don't sell the players that make the most money, earn the most money, running out of contract, that start and didn't perform to the level needed. Don't sell those guys. Sell who? Sell who? Doesn't make sense. 53 minutes gone. I need action. You've had a first half to warm up. You've had a first half to dust off the cobwebs. Now we're trying to see some quality because the Premier League starts next week. And the Premier League starts next week. Can I ask, guys, right? You see David Raya. Do you guys believe that David Raya has the capacity to be an elite, world-class goalkeeper to the level of Edison, Alisson, these guys, where you can basically say that he can win a league? He's a league-winning goalkeeper. Do you guys think he can be that? Or is he just competition? Let me know. Do you think Onana can be that as well? I think a lot of people feel like Onana can be in it, but that's because he was in the Champions League final with Inter. That obviously puts his stock up to another level. I think if Inter Milan get knocked out of the Champions League a lot earlier, like say knockout stages, round of 16 or quarterfinal, then maybe it's not. The stocks aren't as high. Maybe people are saying no, a little below. People are saying no. Same question. No, you don't have to ask about Sanchez because I don't believe he can. So I don't think it's a conversation with Sanchez, to be honest. I don't think Sanchez can be a Premier League winning, kind of goalkeeper. I don't think he's that level. So I'm not even going to bring him into the conversation. Personally, I think he's just our steady Eddie until we go and try and get another goalkeeper next summer. We just need to get rid of Kepa, and then maybe he'll be the number 2 behind whoever. But, hopefully he proves me wrong. Listen, you can think Sanchez is a very good goalkeeper if he gets back to his level under Graham Potter, but to be a title-winning goalkeeper, I've just seen so many bozo moments where it's like I just don't think he's that level. I think he's, again, at max, I think he's the level below, kind of like top 4 goalkeeper kind of level. I don't think he's going to be elite, but we'll see. Here's Ben White. Here is Arsenal. Oh no, didn't start for Cameroon in the World Cup. I think he didn't start for Cameroon because there was some sort of issue between him and the manager. I think, wasn't there some sort of reason for that? I don't think it was anything to do with his ability. I think it was something to do with falling out or something. Let me know in the comments if you guys know. I can't remember the exact issue, but I definitely remember there being an issue. It's like Ziyech and obviously Morocco as well with the former manager. There was an issue there as well. There was an issue there. No, well, we are not going to go for another Athletic Bilbao goalkeeper in Simon, because we got scarred the last time we went to Athletic Bilbao. Last time we went to Bilbao for a goalkeeper, we got absolutely scammed in terms of the price and the wage. So we won't be going back there. The Basques. We won't be going back. That part of Spain for goalkeepers, we're not going back. Here's Saka. Ben White. He got beef with Eto'o. That's it. Yeah. He retired from internationals. Thabz. I think Eto'o had a big thing. I think he refused to come to some sort of friendly or something. I don't know. Can't remember. People are saying this. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else, but I'm pretty sure there was someone that refused to come to a friendly for Cameroon. Eto'o just banished him out of the whole. He was like, "You're not coming back." Oh, was that Matip? It was Matip. I think it was Matip that said that he wasn't going to come to either qualifiers or they were friendlies for the African Cup of Nations or the World Cup or one of the tournaments. But then he wanted to come to the main tournament when it got serious, and Eto'o was like, "You're not coming now because you haven't been a part of the journey. You thought you were too big. You thought you were too big for your boots." Foden's coming on. Oh, he refused to play on his line. Also, Onana was about the ball playing and Matip was about the respect. Yeah. So he refused to... Okay, well, yeah. Fair enough then. He wasn't going to follow instructions, so... Onana's definitely like very set in his ways. Like he's playing his way or he ain't playing. Like Onana's not changing. He's not changing the way he plays. He's proper ingrained in playing in that way. I don't know if he came through the Ajax system. I feel like he was probably purchased from somewhere else earlier on, but yeah, he just refuses to budge. Absolutely will not play any other way. I'm not surprised that he was so stubborn in it. Yeah, so it was Matip that didn't want to come for the call. Yeah. Best goalkeeper in the Prem for me is easy. It's definitely Alisson. It's definitely Alisson at the moment. Definitely Alisson. 58 minutes gone. Here's Martinelli's wide free kick. This looks like a good position. He came from the Barca Academy. Even better. Makes perfect sense. I didn't actually know that. He must not have played an apps. He did not play a minute for that senior team. He definitely come from the B team and just kept it moving. So yeah, makes perfect sense. Whoa, what's going on? What's Martinelli doing, bro? He even had me. Surprised the cameraman didn't follow the ball. Is Martinelli good at taking these set pieces? Because I've seen Martinelli take a corner and I've seen him take a wide free kick, and both of them have been overhit, overcooked. It feels like as if you guys haven't got a set piece specialist. Who would usually be on your set pieces? Because it doesn't feel like it should be Martinelli on the set pieces from what I've seen so far. Who was on them last year? Should it not be Odegaard? Should it not be Odegaard? Yeah, Oblak. Those days are long gone. He was unbelievable, man. When he was at his peak, that man was a freak. But here we go. Yeah, it feels like it should be Odegaard. So I'm a bit confused. Definitely feels like it should be Odegaard. because those set pieces are very overhit right now, man. Bit stinky. A little bit stinky right now, if I'm being honest. What are we cooking? What are we cooking? Come on. Give me fire or I retire. Havertz should be on set pieces. Oh, dear. I wonder when the first change is really going to be made as well in terms of Arsenal. Obviously, we've seen Foden's come on. Haven't seen too much of him yet. He's on this left-hand side for Manchester City, unfortunately. Would it be nice if he was central? They're trying to play these. None of the kind of like final passes for Man City are coming off today. All of these passes that they're trying to play along the ground to find the Haaland in behind, they're not able to get to him. I don't even want to know. Actually, I do want to know. I'm gonna find out. Actually, I'm gonna find out how many touches has Haaland had today, because this guy, I've barely seen him touch the ball. He's had 11 touches. Haaland on minute 61 has had 11 touches. It's mad. I've barely seen him on the ball. They've just not been able to get the ball to Haaland today. And I'd love to know how many touches he's had outside the box. I don't think I'll be able to get those stats right now, but he's won both of his aerial duels. I don't think he's had a touch in the box. If he's had a touch in the box, is very, very little. Maybe 1 or 2 of them have been in the box. When you look at his heat map, a lot of the touches are just outside of the box in that kind of central area that you'd expect. And obviously there's a few that are near the center circle and, you know, one popping up on the left. So, yeah, it's not great. Not great. They need to get Kevin De Bruyne on. That's definitely the guy that's going to more likely find him. They need to get Kevin De Bruyne on, because we've not seen Haaland at all today. He's been non-existent in this. We've seen more of Kai Havertz than we've seen of Haaland. That's for sure. Make no mistake. Oh, Foden does well. Good, well done. Oh, dispossessed. Here's Saka. Cover's giving it away. Left-hand side, Martinelli. Back in, Odegaard. Oh, doesn't get to him. Shots. Woo! God damn. Declan Rice. If his name was Rice-Anino, he would have scored that. If his name was Rice-Anino, he would have scored that. I'm telling you. Oh, I think Cole Palmer's coming on. Oh, Haaland's coming off. Oh. Oh. Erling Haaland's coming off. Oh, what? Yo. So Alvarez is going to go up front and De Bruyne is coming on. Oh, damn. He got hooked. God damn, he got hooked. Damn. And also Cover's coming off as well. Okay, now Pep is in his bag. Now he's in his bag. Now we're about to see something. Now we're going to see something. Cole Palmer and Kevin De Bruyne. So I'm guessing Cole Palmer's going to go to okay, it looks like he's going to the right. And Foden staying on the left. And then De Bruyne is just going to play off of Alvarez. Alvarez will get himself in the game a lot more than Haaland, of course. So maybe that's the logic. But yeah, let's see. Pep wants the shield. Pep ain't playing. PSG and Enrique are targeting Fati from Barcelona. Yeah, man. He was meant to be special, but his injuries again. Injuries are taking away our best talents in that kind of age group. A lot of them. Ball in, header. Oh, cleared away. Out for another corner. Arsenal, set pieces wise, they got a lot of aerial threat actually. When you go through that team, you got Saliba, you got Ben White, you got Gabriel, you got Declan Rice, you got Kai Havertz. All of these guys are quite tall. Obviously, I wouldn't say Kai is a threat in the air, but he's tall. He's tall. Ball in again. No, side then. Remember happened. Alvarez up top, Palmer on the wing. Yeah. They say, man said, this is a brilliant way to phrase it. He said he's a ref-resistant player. That is quality. People need to take that and use that, man. That is brilliant. Ref-resistant. Any player that escapes bookings is ref-resistant. So basically, Fernandinho was one of the most ref-resistant players of all time in the Premier League. Claude Makelele, ref-resistant. Oh my God, that's brilliant. That is quality. Ref-resistant. That is sick. That is actually mad. What a line. That's good. That's really, really good. I can't lie. That is quality. You've done a madness there. I can't lie. You've picked out something that needs to be firmly within everybody's lingo this season. That is something that should be brought to the table and used often. We've got to circulate that one. That's good. Very, very good. I would suggest you copyright that as soon as possible. Here's Saliba. Back to Ramsdale, man. Maybe this is what Sam Allardyce was talking about. He said all this tippy-tappy nonsense is boring as hell. That's what he said to Simon Jordan. He said all this tippy-tappy shit, I just can't get with it. It's not good to watch, he said. I'm just paraphrasing. I didn't even watch the clip, but I just heard about it. But I know what Sam Allardyce is like, and he definitely, along those lines, said this tippy-tappy shit is not for me. Something like that. He's not a big fan of it at all. And maybe if we did have someone a bit more direct in this game, a little bit more lump it, slump it, might have had more shots on goal. A little bit more lump it, slump it. Party is, he's press resistant. Oh! That is a chance. That is a chance. Who just mishit that? Was it Saka? No. Bukayo. Me and my friends are under siege. Damn. Have you found my son Bukayo? What is going on, man? What a chance. What a chance. All he had to do was connect, and it's probably a goal because it's so close to goal. As long as he got a clean connection, it was like, unless it hits the keeper, just hits him, then that's it. It's going in because you just can't. Your reaction times your reaction times just can't really deal with that one. You get enough power on that from that range, and the reaction times are really just not gonna be able to keep it out. Here's De Bruyne. Yeah, hit his weak foot. If it was on his strong foot, he would have slapped it in. But his weak foot. But to be fair, Saka, I've seen him hit a few, near posts, high top corner with his right foot. He's hit a few shots. It's not like Anthony, where Anthony will refuse to shoot with his right foot. He would rather pass back to the goalkeeper than shoot with his right foot. He will not shoot with his right foot. But I've seen Saka shoot a few times with his right foot, so should be doing better than that, really. Here's Man City. They're moving. Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin. Oh, Foden. Palmer. Oh, deflected. Great defending. Brilliant defending. Brilliant block. And the Arsenal players are showing their appreciation for that one because it did look like that was going to... Yeah, it looked like it might have actually gone straight at Ramsdale, but still, it's an important block to make. I think it might have been saved, to be honest. I think it might have been saved. We're about to hit the 70-minute mark. Still 0-0. The corner's been taken quickly. A lot of the players in the box from both teams were not expecting that. It's been scooped in and headed away for another corner. Now, Timber's going to do well. I've almost got no doubts about it. Timber's going to do very well. He's been signed at a nice price. He's a technical player. He had a good time in the World Cup. He's good. He'll do a job. No doubts about it. He'll do a job. Them other man have got big price tags on their head top, so it's a bit different. Bit different for them. And I think like Timber, and the reason why I mentioned the price is because Timber can get away with being on the bench. He'll start when he starts, and if he doesn't, then it's not a big deal. Like if Timber's on the bench one day, it's not an issue. You know, everybody knows there's a lot of competition in that defense right now, and it's going to be based on the tactics and the form, and yeah. But those other two man got to start. Them other two man can't really be on the bench too often because that's just not what you paid for. That's not what you paid for. If you were going to go rotation with Party, could have signed a Tyler Adams or someone. You know, if you were going to go rotation in the left channel or a starter in the left, you know, you have to really be a starter because Xhaka was a starter. If you were looking for a rotational striker or a rotation for Odegaard and Saka, you could have got somebody else. You didn't need to do shelling out 65 M's for that. So those guys have to be starting. But yeah, I could definitely say that midfield is yet to click, and based on it will depend on how long it takes it to click for whether or not Arsenal are going to be competing this season for the title, because that midfield is absolutely huge. It's huge. Every other part of the team, really, there isn't really any issue. You know, it's all about, yes, how many goals is the striker going to get, but if that midfield is working how it was working last season, they're going to create enough chances to score enough goals. Scoring goals was not Arsenal's problem last season. It was actually the defending. It was the mentality, maybe the pressure, but also the defending. The amount of goals they were conceding at home, Bournemouth, Aston Villa, you know, they were quietly knocking on the door for, you know, letting those wins turn into draws and losses because of the goals conceded, even the goals conceded at Anfield, even the defending from Zinchenko against Trent. So it was never really about the attack, in my opinion. So, but if that midfield drops off, then maybe you don't create as many chances. And yeah, then it becomes a bit problematic. Maybe it becomes a bit problematic, but let's see. Trust me, Havertz will be rotation and stop pocket watching like all Chelsea fans keep telling us. No, I'm not going to stop. I thought about it. I thought, nah, I'm not really interested in it. I'm gonna do it. I've been seeing the net spending over the last 5 years, and I've seen that Man United and Arsenal at the top. So I'm gonna run with that. I'm gonna run with it because we've sold just as well as we've, you know, spent a lot. We've also sold and made a lot. So net spend wise over the last 5 years, we are fourth, and you guys are first and second. So and you've also got a squad worth $1 billion. So, you know, you guys are just so good. So I'm gonna just say that. I'm gonna just put that pressure on. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just put that pressure on, man. You're the 1 billion squad. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. That your squad value is higher than ours. We might have spent more money, but we've sold more. So that means the actual valuation of our squad is less. And you've also, you know, it's just maths. If you don't do net spend, what do? You know what I'm saying? Spending 600 after selling 500, what is that? It's not really that deep, is it? If you spend 600 and you sell for 350 or whatever it is, right? I don't know exactly numbers. Why would I know the exact numbers? I don't want to know the exact numbers, you know, but I'm just saying, if you sell a lot, you know, it balances itself out. You know what I mean? It's not like we didn't sell anyone. If we didn't sell anyone, I'm not gonna lie, we'd be in the mud. If we didn't sell a lot and we just spent 600 million and that was it, and we just, yeah, that's peak. But we did sell quite well. You sold quite well, and you're reaping the benefits of such sales. You know what I mean? You bought Jorginho, you bought Kai Havertz. It's not my fault that you bought 75 millions worth of ourselves for our balance. I didn't ask you, man, to do that. You know what I'm saying? Arsenal, you've contributed to this. Man United have contributed to this. Arsenal have contributed. You guys decided to buy 2 players from us in the last 2 windows for 75 million M's. Nobody asked you to do that. Nobody asked you to do that. That was your decision. Your decision, not anybody else's. On comes Tierney for Timber. Timber has come off the pitch for Tierney. I think, as well as Timber's done, I can understand that one, because I just feel like at the moment they're not penetrating centrally. So maybe an out ball to Tierney, just bring a bit more width to the team, because right now it's a bit narrow, it's a little bit suffocating. Everybody's trying to invert and tuck in, and it's just too much. Need to try and use the width now. Try and get down the sides, see what they can do, because yeah, it's been a little bit claustrophobic. It's been a bit claustrophobic, man. That's what I'm saying. When you're tucking in Timber, as much as he can do it, that means Rice has to push up the pitch, because that's what happened last season. Xhaka was quite high up the pitch, and then you tucked in Zinchenko. But if you're keeping Rice deep and then you're tucking in a fullback, it's like it's a bit overkill, you know. Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Oh my god! 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 Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! That was nice. Fair enough. It was worth the wait. That is nice. Oh my god. Cole Palmer, take a bow. Left foot. I wasn't sure whether or not he was really that guy to play right wing, because I've not seen him play there too often. I've usually seen him on the left in the cup games for Man City, but he just showed right there that he's got that in his arsenal. That pun was nasty, man. Why'd I say that? He's got that in his arsenal. That's nasty. Oh, that's disgusting. I'm sorry. That's disgusting. How did I know? If the commentator didn't do that, then he should be losing his job. If the commentator didn't just say, oh my god, that is nasty. If he didn't say that, sack him. Sack him. Unbelievable pun. Unbelievable play on words. Sack that man. If he didn't say it, sack him, because that is unbelievable. Anytime somebody scores a screamer against Arsenal, that's what you've got to say. If he did not say that, sack that man. He has not got away with words. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not on it. He's not on it, man. Oh, what a finish, though. What a finish. Oh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Unbelievable. Well done. As soon as Timber comes off as well. Damn. As soon as Timber comes off on that side. But what a finish from Cole Palmer. 1-0 to City. And Arsenal got about 12 minutes left. And like I said before the game, I don't really feel like this is anything for City. But for Arsenal, I feel like, you know, just a little 5%. Just, you know, beat City, know that you can do it. Set a marker down to say, listen, we're ready for you this season. You know, you're talking to the treble winners. You gotta say something. You know, you don't want to lose again. But let's see if they can change it. Let's see if they can change it. It's a curtain raiser. Wow, big mistake on that sub. I mean, I thought it was an attack-minded sub. So, like I said, I'm not going to go back on it. I thought it was an attacking move, and I thought like it needed to be done to try and get a goal. But defensively, I thought Tierney defensively is not a bad player. You know, defensively he usually does a good job. So I'm kind of surprised, to be honest. You know, because Cole Palmer's, you know, he's a young kid. Tierney should be able to handle him, really. So yeah, it's a bit disappointing for Tierney to come on and have that moment happen. But I don't really feel like it was a mistake, but I mean, it's happened, innit? So it's happened now. What can you do? For sure, when a left footer is cutting in, it's obviously always easier for a right footer to stop it, because you are coming onto the right footer's side. We have it with Aspilicueta when he played left back under Mourinho, and we've seen it. You know, we've seen it for other teams like Arsenal. Now you played Timber, and someone's cutting in as a left footer. It's just easier if you're right footed to deal with it. But yeah, I still expected Tierney to be handling business better than that. But it is what it is. But you know, again, you could blame Tierney, but at the end of the day, it all falls back to certain man. If he put one of his chances away, you man would have been in the lead. Arsenal should have been in the lead by now, to be completely honest. You shouldn't really be 0-0. You had a couple big opportunities, and one of them should have been put in the back of the net. It's been a game of few chances, and that's why you got to be clinical against the top teams, because if you're not, you're going to pay the price, and you're going to find that out in the Champions League as well if you play Havertz up front anymore. So you better stop doing that. You better stop doing that shit, because Champions League is not a joke. You know what I mean? It's not. You're not coming up against them Molders and all them brothers there. It's serious opposition from day one. So I don't know what pot Arsenal are in for the Champions League, but you're gonna have someone, you know. There's a lot more Sporting Lisbons out there. There's a lot more Sporting Lisbons, I'll tell you that, in the Champions League. Way more Sporting Lisbons. Them glasses be thick, bro. They be thick. Pot 2. That's good pot. Could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse. Good pot. You have the capabilities to get one big fish, but you might get a nice draw. You might get a champion from like Portugal or something, who, by the way, is still difficult, as you all know, but better than getting, you know, someone else like Bayern or something. So I think Havertz is now playing just off Nketiah in a 4-3-3, is it? With I think Rice has come off. Oh, Man City coming forward. Alvarez. Go on, Alvarez. Go on, Alvarez. Oh, it's offside. No? Oh! Is it offside? It has to be offside, Foden. I thought that was offside. No? Has to be offside. I know it's not gone in. It's been saved anyway, but surely that was offside. Alvarez carried the ball. Foden. No, he's on. He's on. And it was, I think it was Gabriel that kept him on. Was it Gabriel? No, it was Ben White. Ben White kept him on. He looked off. He would have been off if Ben White didn't end up being in that position, but he did, and it was on. Yeah, he should have finished that, Foden. Big season from Foden. I want him to rise, man. Be one of the best. Oh, because he's got too much talent to just be a rotational guy. Ramsdale. But yeah, that was a big chance. Should have scored. Should have scored. Him and Saka could have been on the score sheet today. The two star boys. Good chances for both of them. Good chances indeed. Ah, dear. I'll be dropping a review of this game straight after, just like I do for other games. So don't go anywhere. And then we look forward to the next. Seven minutes to go. Here's Partey. Saka. Here's Havertz. Okay. Here's Partey. Now Odegaard. Partey again. Given away. Man City back with the ball. Here's De Bruyne. They might even do a little counter. Good recovery from Partey, because De Bruyne was almost gone. That would have been very reminiscent of what happened at the Etihad last season against Arsenal, with him and Haaland linking up on that counter-attacking goal. If he had got through there. Havertz still on. He is indeed. He's just playing off Nketiah. Here's again cleared. Nketiah pressing. Arsenal trying to find something in this last 5-6 minutes. If City had all their defenders available, they'd be able to do the nastiest park the bus right now if they had Ake and Vardiol available. The thing is with City is, if they want to this season, they have the option to park the nastiest bus you'll ever see in your life. If you gave this set of defenders to the wrong man, it would actually be disgusting. What a save from Ramsdale from that corner, by the way. But it would be a disgusting bus park. You could literally have Rodri and Stones ahead of Walker, Diaz. You could have Vardiol and Ake as your back four. I'd say probably all those, or you could have a Kanji instead of Walker if you wanted to go 4 centre backs across the back. Whoever you feel will be better defensively between a Kanji and Walker, and then you've obviously got Rodri and Stones ahead. It would be nasty, and that's not even involving Phillips really. But he don't really be in the team often. Nasty bus. If Conte had that, you'd never see them cross the halfway line in their lives. They wouldn't even bother. Same with Simeone as well. Most likely, they would just park that bus every day. Especially when you give them Haaland as well on the break. I mean, they would laugh their heads off with that option. They would not be moving ahead of the halfway line, man. They got Haaland on the break, and they got those defenders. They wouldn't even be thinking twice about it. With Allegri as well. Oh, Allegri especially. Allegri probably even more so. Allegri, Conte. Who's the bigger football finisher? I'll call him out of those lot, man. Allegri, Simeone, or Conte. Crazy. Mourinho as well. Don't forget him, man. He loves to do a shit house. I saw a couple of them with Roma last season. Some nasty games of football. Nasty games. Oh, dear. Simeone for sure. People are saying. Allegri's really pushing he's pushing it though. I'm not going to lie. Bruv, what is going on? Bruv. Trying to do a watch along in here. What's going on? Kids these days, man, playing outside. I said it last time. Go on your Xbox or something. God damn, go on your phones. It's TikTok. You outside for? Crazy. 3 minutes to go. So it's Smith Rowe and Vieira coming on. Big season for Smith Rowe. Keep forgetting to bring him up. That's a massive season for him. I think if Smith Rowe doesn't really have an impact on this team this season, he'll probably get sold, and probably rightly so as well, to be honest, because Arsenal ain't got time for sympathy and for emotions. If they want to stay at the top end of the league, they need to be ruthless. So I think Smith Rowe will get this season, and then that will be that. If he doesn't perform, if he doesn't get involved, maybe that's why he signed Havertz, because he wanted to give Smith Rowe a chance. He said, listen, I'm not going to sign someone too good. I'm going to sign someone decent at best. And then you have a chance. If you can't get ahead of him, then lights out. Lights out, bro. Appreciate you and your elite content. Much appreciated, brother. Much appreciated. It's going to be a big season ahead. Big season ahead, bud. I'm looking forward to it. A couple of minutes to go. This will be another City win over Arsenal. And they got to stop that. They got to stop that from happening in the Prem. But this will be the most insignificant one for sure. I don't even know if they even celebrate lifting that shield. That is awful from Ramsdale. Oh, David Raya will be licking his lips with passes like that. Put it straight into danger. Goalkeepers are moving brazy. Trying to get lobbed from halfway lines. All sorts. Great play. Oh, party. Rodri's got to get booked for that. Listen, this brother cannot be ref resistant. If he doesn't get booked for that, he's not even getting booked. Bro, this guy is ref resistant. That's what they said in the chat. Yo, this man is ref resistant, man. Oh my days. Where's the booking? His ref resistance is nuts. We have to get a stat for that. Those stat sites have to get a stat for ref resistance. Expected yellow cards and then the actual yellow card number, and that should be the calculation to give us the ref resistance number. What was the expected yellow cards and red cards for that player? Crazy. 8 minutes have added on. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. Maybe it's because it's a charity shield game. That's why he's not booking. But he booked party though. I swear he booked party. No, Rodri should have been booked. I don't know how this man's not been booked. We're going to be mentioning it in the review. and I'll be shouting out my brother LFC for the double. Actually, I don't want to say that on camera, so I'm just gonna you know it'll be you, yeah. I won't say your name, but you know it's you. But I'm not saying LFC for the double on camera. So yeah, but yeah, just know you are the man. You could take pleasure in knowing that you are the original creator of the phrase. You've coined it. You just had to pick a better name than that. That's the only issue. 8 minutes for what? I have no idea. I don't think there's been an injury. I don't think. Oh my, Cole Palmer's been given the player of the match. If that does not speak volumes to how this game has gone, that is really just, you know, that says it all. He come off the bench, scored a worldie, and that's immediately getting man of the match because nobody else has done a thing. Nobody else has done a thing. My God. Oh, dearie me. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. $91 minutes. Party. Please, Arsenal, actually, don't even bother scoring, man. Because you guys, this game isn't, it's not the one. It's not the one. It's not the one. We don't need to see extra time with you lot. Usually I wouldn't pass up the opportunity, but today, you know, it's a Sunday and it's a day for relaxing. And you guys it's very stressful football out there today. Very stressful football. Very stressful. Ball in. Watch them score now, pagans. Here's Vieira clipped in. What are you trying to do? Just a bit of a head clash. Head clash. Woo! Is it straight pens? Oh, okay. That's all right then. I thought it would be extra time. All right. If it's straight pens, then I don't care. That's fine. I can handle a little extra 10 minutes of penalties. Just to add a bit of suspense. Got to take a leak though. So, you know, kind of delaying. Kind of delaying. You know. That was a brilliant finish though, I have to say. Absolutely beautiful finish. Right into the top corner. Right into the top corner. I wouldn't say cover. I think he's just been okay. Nothing special from him today. He did get skipped past a couple of times, but on the ball, he's not been poor on the ball or anything. Just think he's just been average. Nothing special. Nothing special. Certainly not an upgrade on Gundogan. If you're looking for a direct comparison, but I'm sure you already know that. I'm sure you're already expecting him to be a downgrade on Gundogan. Not as good a passer, not as good a shooter. Probably a better ball carrier for sure. Defensively, Cover should be able to chat to him. So let's see. But is that what he's doing? He's backing away so nobody can dribble past him. Is that what they do? Is that why Van Dijk didn't have nobody dribble past him for a whole year? Because he was always jockeying them and running back. He didn't want to engage. Is that what they're doing now? Interesting. Starting to make sense now. A lot in the world is starting to make sense now. I was wondering, how are you going a whole year with nobody going past you? But I'm guessing if you don't engage, then no one can ever go past you. Interesting. I'm gonna remember you said that. Very good point. Very interesting point. There's going to be more delays on the added time now because this head injuries for these two players look serious. Big collision, so it's going to be 3 minutes, but it's going to be more. Now added on 8 minutes makes sense. If you were to add on the 8 minutes and leave it at 8 minutes for this injury, then it would actually make sense. Because now we've actually got a real delay. You know? But AFTV getting cooked. I might have to leave something in that chat, because I remember last season when we were getting ourselves slapped up, they were coming into this chat all the time, leaving little eye emojis. So I'm gonna just drop something nice. Curtain raiser, early days. When did City score? They scored courtesy of Cole Palmer. Ramsdale on the ball now. Let's see if Arsenal can do something in this remaining 5 minutes more so. I think it's going to be about 5 minutes left. They're going to clip it over. Here's Nketiah. I think Nketiah today probably deserved a lot more minutes than he got. You know, I think he could have been a danger. I think he could have been a danger. He's always active in the box. He's a live wire. And again, you know, I think sometimes Nketiah has some really good finishes in his locker. I think if the chances had fell to him today, I think things would have been different. I think they would have been different, but I'll be interested to see if Arteta feels any pressure to play Havertz, and if he continues to force Havertz down people's throats in the starting 11s, regardless of whether he's playing well or not, because it feels like a kind of signing where you need to kind of justify that you've made the right decision. And the only way you can justify it is to keep playing him, even if you're playing him out of position. But well and truly, might not be the best thing for the team as well. So it'll be interesting to see if politics plays a part in the lineups this season, or is it going to be performance? Because it's difficult. Sometimes the two can get very blurred. And especially if you're a manager that's co-signed the signing, it looks very bad if you co-sign a signing, you really push for it, and then you bench your own signing. Doesn't look good. So I'm quite interested to see how this goes. But he'll definitely give him the opening, you know, he'll give him the opening 4 or 5 weeks up until the first international break. But if he's dropping poor performances up until the first international break, then something's gonna have to give. Because we'll see. Timbers Arsenal's man of the match. When they gave Cole Palmer, I think, the official man of the match. Here's Saka. Oh, he's overplayed the pass, man. And you know what? You've overplayed the pass to a left footer. It's not even like you've overplayed the pass to someone who's right-footed, who's going to hit that first time across the box. You've overplayed the pass to Vieira, who needs it on his left foot because he doesn't have a right foot. So not good. Not good from Saka there. That pass, really, really poor. Overhit, man. You can get away with overhitting it to a right footer sometimes, but to a left footer out there, that was not good. Here's Partey. Especially right now, Arsenal don't have much time. They need precision in the final third. They don't have time for this. Partey, good pass, man. Odegaard, that's the link up we remember. Here's Vieira. Ben White. Took too long. Corner. Yeah, he's a shout. No, there'll be a bit of extra time on what you're seeing on the screen because of the injuries, the head injuries. They're probably going to go on for another I'd say about another 4 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes of the game left. I think think you can expect minimum another 3 minutes. Saka puts the ball in. No! Headed away. It's close. Saka again. Trossard. Deflected! Oh! It's been deflected into the back of the net. And it's 1-1. And they're saying, talk now. Talk now. Oh, God damn. God damn diggity dog. 1-1. Shit. Damn. The late deflection. Trossard being direct, willing to take a shot. That's what it comes from. Look, very fortuitous, let's be honest. But nobody in that section of Wembley will care. It just hits. It just hits the defender. It just hits the Kanji. And it just goes past Ortega. There's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do about that. And we're going to penalties, it seems. We're going to penalties. You've been talking for too long. Talk now. Oh, dear. You bloody wallads. Talk now. I'm just reading this how he would want it to be read. You know, he's clearly very emotional right now. He's been listening to me chat shit about his team for the last 10 minutes. He wants me to talk. Oh my God. There you are. There you are. Let's see. Ball's going to come into the box. Oh, almost got a touch. You almost were in the mud again. You were very much in trouble there if that went in. One touch and you were in big trouble. One touch and you were in very big trouble. You're very lucky. Is that going to be full time now? I think he's going to blow, isn't he? Okay. Okay. We will be there. Here's Saka. Oh. Referee blows penalties. We are going to penalties. Okay. Well, on the balance of play, to be fair, it's probably deserved that it just goes to penalties because both teams haven't really been at their brilliant best, if we're being honest. So on the balance of play, it's probably deserved that it goes to penalties. Just taking a look at the stats. 8 shots for City, 7 for Arsenal, 4 on target for City, 3 for Arsenal, 55% possession for City, 45 for Arsenal, 6-5 for the corners. So yeah, it's been pretty even. Both teams have been just as rusty, underwhelming as each other. So I think it's fair to say that that's not a bad result for everybody involved. But let's see. I think if you were talking about penalties, you would want Jorginho to be on for that. If we're talking about penalties, Jorginho, he's not on the bench though. He's not available. So that's why he hasn't come on. He's not been, well, I don't think it would have brought him on anyway because those transitions could have been mad against De Bruyne. But yeah, I think, listen, Jorginho is not available. So penalties, who's going to take? Who's going to take penalties? I think Trossard will probably take a penalty for Arsenal. I'm expecting Odegaard to take a penalty. I'm expecting who else? Declan Rice. No, he's not on the pitch. Nketiah, maybe will take a penalty as well. List out your 5 penalty takers for each the teams, whoever you support or whoever you want to win or whoever you want to go for. List out your 5 penalty takers. I wouldn't give Fabio Vieira a penalty. If you know, I would not do such things. That would be a terrible idea. He's the exact type of left-footed player I'd expect to miss a penalty. Yeah, that's the best way I can put it. I don't know what it is, but there's a certain stench in the air when somebody that's left-footed, that's kind of built like him, takes a penalty. You just know they're gonna miss. I don't know what it is. I just can't trust. I can't trust him. Let's see though. Let's see. Give him a pen. Okay. He might put it away. But he just, for me, he looks like a miss. He looks like a miss. For Manchester City, you got to give Alvarez one if he's still on. Not that I was talking about him too much at the end there, but De Bruyne, 100%. I think Foden's probably got to take one as well, whether he likes it or not. I don't know how Foden is on penalties, to be honest. Neither of them were particularly impressive, bro. Nothing to worry about at the moment. To be on fair chances, deserved pens at least. Yeah, no, if you're talking about chances, Arsenal created more. They created, no, look, Man City had, what did Man City have? They had the corner, a near post header that was saved, but that wasn't really a big chance. He did very well to direct that to get that on target. If you're talking about big chances, you'd have to say Arsenal had, you know, just a little edge on big chances, I'd say. Havertz, both his chances were big chances. Saka's chance that he missed kicked was a big chance. So I can't think of as many big chances for Manchester City. I was struggling up until the goal. What did we really have? A couple long shots. Haaland didn't have nothing. Grealish, nothing. Silva, nothing. Nothing. Nothing for Alvarez. Yeah, nothing. Literally nothing. So, yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Fair game. Yeah, Arsenal definitely had more big chances. I don't know if the statistics say that, but in my head, with what I watched, it said that. Let's go for penalties. Ipswich lead Sunderland. Okay. Southampton and Leicester both won their first game back in the Championship. And who was the other person that got relegated? Leeds drew their first game. They drew against Cardiff. I think they got a last-minute equalizer against Cardiff. Yeah, Somerville in the last minute. Somerville got an equalizer. Ampadu. No Adams in that team. Lewis Bate. He's a former Chelsea player as well. On the bench. Daniel James in that team. Somerville. They've got some good players. Nononto. Leeds will play some good football in the Championship next year, surely. Interesting. Aaron Ramsey in that team as well for Cardiff in the front three. All right. Forgot about him. Former Arsenal player there, Aaron Ramsey in that team. Playing today for Cardiff. All right. Odegaard stepping up for the penalty. Odegaard stepping up for the first penalty. I'm going to move the chat out of the way a bit. Not spoil it. But Odegaard is stepping up for the first penalty. Shrewsbury Hall played today in the Championship. So did Ndidi, Harry Winks. Damn. Them brothers fell off. Odegaard with the first penalty. And he scores 1-0 to Arsenal. 1-0 to Arsenal, first penalty. Job done for the captain. Let's see who else. Let's see what else. Odegaard takes the first penalty and scores it for Arsenal. Don't know why Pep is pretending like he gives a damn what happens today. Okay, let's see. First penalty for Manchester City. I think they're kicking towards the Arsenal end. They are. That makes a big difference. De Bruyne. De Bruyne! Off the fucking crossbar. Of all people to miss a penalty. And I was just saying that it makes a difference which end you're kicking at. You got all those people behind that goal. And De Bruyne is the first one to crumble. Off the crossbar. Man did the crossbar challenge, you know. It's not a time for games, brother. It's serious, you know. Trossard to take next. I'd back him to score. To be honest, I think Trossard, I'd expect him to put it in. He's the one that forced the equalizer. Don't know if it's going to go down as an own goal for Akanji. Trossard. All of the Arsenal fans hush in that side of the ground so he can concentrate. Trossard to take the penalty and slots it in. Bottom corner. 2-0 to Arsenal on penalties. Interesting. Slotted in nicely. (2-0) to the Arsenal. Here's Bernardo Silva with his fresh trim, and he puts it into the bottom corner. 2-1. Gets Man City back on track. Kind of had to score that. Can't afford to have Arsenal going 3-0 up in this. He places it into the top corner. So, who's next? Saka. Star boy Saka. Bakayo. Have you seen my son? Me and my friends are under siege. Is he going to be the one to save them? He does. Well done. Good penalty. Sent the keeper the wrong way. Job done. Well done to him. Fair play. That's a big penalty to give Arsenal almost control in this now. Ramsdale. Back up on his feet. Who's next? I think it's Rodri, is it? Yeah, Rodrigo. Manchester City. He needs to score. Can't afford to miss. He's been shooting a lot today, and he misses. Oh, what a save! What a save from Ramsdale. David Raya, who? David Raya, what? Whoa, big save, man. Big save. Does brilliantly. If he scores this, it's done. Oh, shit. It's the man, the myth, the legend, Fabio Vieira, who I've been saying looks like a misser. I don't know why that young Man City fan's crying like he didn't just win a treble a couple months ago, man. Get your act together. It's the fucking Charity Shield, man. Give it a rest. Who are they paying, man? These actors in the crowd pretending like this is something important. God damn. Get it together. Fabio Vieira. Fuck. Oh, shit. He shot. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. All right. Fair enough. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, he showed me. Oh, he sure showed me. He sure showed me. Damn. Hit. He put that in the top corner. Oh, my days. What a finish. Nah, you have to give credit to its due, man. That was a nasty penalty. That was nasty. What a penalty. That's the best penalty of the day. That is literally the best penalty of the whole shootout from Fabio Vieira. Stuck it right in the top corner. Unsavable. Literally unsavable. But yeah, that is that. We don't waste prayers on Community Shield. Believe me. We don't waste prayers on such things. This means nothing to us. You know, we're fine with that. I actually did say Arsenal would win on penalties. So give me some credit. You know, I said 2-2 on the Big Six. It was 1-1 in the end, but I did say Arsenal would win on penalties. So I saw this coming. And I'm more than happy to claim my winnings. Not that I put any money on this or whatsoever. But yeah, I did say it. Even though I didn't root for it, I did say it. But yeah, to be honest, you know, I think it's fair enough. Like I said, Arsenal created more big chances. Sorry about that. Yeah, as I was saying, you know, Arsenal created more chances, more big chances, really on the balance. So you can't really have any arguments really with that. To be honest, if you're a Man City fan, I don't think. Yeah, I just jogged my mic a little bit. Pep has never won a Community Shield. Maybe he loses it on purpose. Who knows? Never seems to affect his league performance, that's for sure.
But Arsenal collect another Community Shield to add to the tally. Unfortunately, they're going to use it against us. That's the only issue with things like this. They're going to use it in their total trophy count. But Community Shield winners don't win the league. Well, if that is the case, which it has been on record, then it means Arsenal aren't winning the league this season after that. So they should have probably lost it. I'm not going to lie. You may have just played into Man City's hands there. The Community Shield cursed. Yeah, the Community Man, Grizz, and the Community Shield curse. Crazy. Juju Man, you see Arsenal now. Yeehaw, London is red. Don't forget where you were a few months ago, sir. You were sacrificing all of London and all of your yeehaws. So just get back. Get right back into your little cowboy stable, yeah, for the horses. And don't say that shit again. Time to break the curse then, yeah? I mean, let's see if you can do it. Let's see if you can do it. They're calling him Kevin De Bruyne. That's outrageous. The slander names really do escalate every season. That is wild. Kevin De Bruyne. Is that new? Is that new? That can't be. That has to be old. There's no way that's just been made now on the spot. That is nasty. That's not new. That's not new. That's awful. That's wild. I've never heard that one before, but that has to be from before. There's no way you've just made that up now. That's wild. That is blasphemy. That is crazy. And it's looking like a lot of people are hearing that for the first time because the reaction is hilarious. That is nasty behavior from you. You need to take a long look at yourself in the mirror because that is absolutely nasty behavior. But anyway. Well, that's it. That's it, guys. You know, Community Shield for the community. Charity. I don't know how many money they raised for the charities and the communities, but it is what it is. Decent. I'm not going to stay to watch them lift the shield because this is not wrestling. This is not, this is not, you know, who's the guy that's in charge of the shield in the wrestling? It's what's his name? It's not Ryan Reynolds. It's what's his name? I can't remember the guy's name. Help me out here. What's the guy's name in the shield? It's not Randy Orton, is it? No, it's not. What is his name? I know the wrestling fans are just absolutely fuming. How dare you say these things? That's it. Roman Reigns. Yes, Roman Reigns. Not Randy Orton or not Ryan Reynolds. Yes, this man. Yeah, so I'm not going to stay to watch them, you know, lift up the shield and whatnot. The Rock. I didn't say The Rock. That would have been another level of stupidness. So yeah, I'll be there with the review. I got a lot to say, to be honest. So we're gonna get it wrapped up in the review nicely and quickly. But until next time, I'll be back tomorrow. Battle of North will be back. And we've got lots going on in the week. Lots of previews for the Premier League season, predictions, all these things. Going for each top 6 team apart from my own. Actually, I may as well just go through mine as well, to be fair. And setting my expectations and my thoughts and feelings for the season ahead. When are we getting a FIFA stream? Whenever I have a moment to actually do something which I want to do, something which is a collab, because I had a couple of collabs last year. You guys really liked them. I played Thabz and I played Saeed. So I want to do another collab. So that's what I want to do next. Because that was a lot more fun. Career mode's done. Also, there's a new FIFA coming out. So we have to see if that game is actually any good, because some of the clips I've been seeing on social media have been absolutely disgusting. Looks like Prevolution 05. So we'll see if they actually produce a good game. But until next time, big up your damn selves. In a bit, people. Peace. Come on.
Perfect.